Hello, my favorite retired nurse. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Just
Oh,
beat the rain home.
nice. And you see the cup is in here, but it don't look like his cup profile. It's like his Carl profile. So I got to be professional.
Yes. What's up, Carl?
Can you hear me?
We sure
Yes.
can. Hi.
Hey, hey! I killed my Twitter accounts, so it's only one person now. I'm just gonna wild out on my
Uh,
main.
you murdered your account. I ain't gonna blame you.
What, so what? You killed it officially, or is just this one of your temporary leaves like before?
Nah, Elon has getting no more of my attention. Period.
I don't blame you. I really don't. I totally get it. I just have too much of an emotional connection to Twitter, like to the point where something like really, really drastic has to happen for me to get off of it. I'm one of those people. I don't see myself leaving it anytime soon.
I get it, and then I think that's a decision for each to its own. I was just having a discussion with an organization that I'm with about moving our presence to Blue Sky, mostly because like all of the members, it's a technical organization, are have mostly moved over to Blue Sky, and we're like we should definitely not. I think the people that we want have moved over here, and we should probably
Yeah.
not be there if we can help it.
I stopped posting on there. I only hang on because of my bookmarks. Like I wouldn't be averse to giving it up either, but I have so much information in my
Yeah,
bookmarks saved that I want to keep, and I hate that I still give that man $4.99 a month for those bookmarks, but I really want them. But I don't post anything. I don't interact with the timeline. I just read it.
I miss spaces. There are a few spaces, but they were dying out for the most part. The
Yeah.
useful ones.
And then once you experience Blue Sky, and then you go over there and you see all of the trolls and the threads,
Yeah,
even on threads that you might want to read, that negative energy, I just get tired of trying to block it, and you don't have that on Blue Sky. So it's so
it
much
has
more pleasurable.
it has definitely been pleasant because like when I first came over, I blocked pretty much all because it was like during the height of the uh, election. I pretty much
Yeah.
blocked all election terms, so I don't see anything political.
It's
I
not
know
even
that's
just
right.
political, it's just trolls in a thread about anything. It could be anything.
Oh yeah,
Anybody,
yeah.
you know, people just in there, oh, that didn't happen, or, oh, you black, just dumb insults. It ain't got nothing to do with politics.
Yeah, this is definitely giving like Black Twitter from years ago, and it's refreshing again.
And actually, there are a lot of white people there, but we just still have our own section, and
Yeah,
it's
I
still a
don't
lot. I mean, it's what,
nothing.
16, what, no, 21 million now over there.
24 million, I
It's
think,
up to
is the new number.
24 now. Yeah.
Oh
So, I mean,
dang.
yeah, it's all kinds of people there, but we've just built our own community, which is great. And the block list is, baby, that block list is elite. You hear me?
I know that's
I
right.
like the kind of choose your own adventure options that it has, so you
Mm-hmm.
can opt in whether you want to be in an algorithmic feed. I
Right.
think the Black Sky tooling is actually pretty interesting, and where you
Mm-hmm.
have a pretty tailored experience where you only kind of engage with like-minded people, or you can kind of opt out to a wider network. I
Right.
think it allows wearing two hats and without having multiple accounts a little bit easier.
I love it. I love it.
So stupid question. So have they since they have that many millions on Blue Sky now, so they must have like opened because I remember when I got on there, I had to get on by invite.
No,
So
it's
No,
open.
it's wide open now. You can register.
oh,
You just
nice.
join up. Yeah. Yep.
Marcia, hey my Jamaican queen.
Hey, Marcia. Hey, Happy.
Hey, is that Carl? Did he get lost?
It's Carl in the flesh, honey.
Did he? Did he? Oh, he must not have nothing to do.
Oh, wow.
Oh
He over here.
no, he was nice enough to listen to me while he works.
Okay. Hi, Carl. Hello, Carl. Oh, fuck it.
He
Oh,
said hey, but it was like really faint. But he said it.
oh, shit. I forgot we recorded. Damn it.
Oh, look at Happy's camera. Hey, Queen of Happiness.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, oh, oh,
And the
oh,
cup got
oh,
his camera on too. Well, y'all have fun because I won't be turning mine on. But y'all
oh,
have fun.
oh, Carl, you got the camera on. That's so nice.
Oh, I don't.
Just
Where's
got
the
to
little
the.
camera button? I
I
don't
thought
even
you
see it.
had it.
Baby, look, there is a piece of tape on my camera just in case that thing go live by accident. Y'all see, I'm
Oh
making sure y'all
wow.
don't see me.
Oh, there
I'm
it is.
taking extra
Camera.
precaution.
Let's see. Where is it?
Oh,
Oh, there.
there you go. Hey, girl.
Yeah. Hey, Jeremy.
Hello. Hello.
I'm like, Auntie, y'all fuckers ain't seen me. Shit, no.
Well, my iPad's upside down. That's probably why it's skewed like that. Let me turn it right side up. Camera's in the right place.
Mar- Marcia,
Not the not the
you
iPad upside down, Jeremy.
Well, I got it plugged in, so I like the plug to be at the top instead of the bottom because I can.
Yeah, I'm like, Auntie, fuck that.
I think they moved it on the newer. Didn't they put the the camera in a horizontal on the newer iPad? I think so.
Well, I don't have the newer
She
iPad.
don't have the new one.
Would you like to remedy that for me?
I
Uh,
know
No,
that's
you
right.
don't need it, Jermaine.
I'll be
It
happy
ain't.
to test it.
Carl said iPads for everybody.
Yeah,
You
all
get
right.
Jermaine.
an iPad. You get an iPad.
This,
It's
Right.
not. It's
this
Christmas.
ain't
not
no
worth
blue.
it. Tiffany returned hers and kept her
Did
old
she?
one.
Oh,
hmm
wow. Yeah,
She
I'm not
said that.
interested in it.
She said there was nothing about that shit
That she didn't already have.
that she already had. So she surely walked that shit back to the Apple store.
Yeah, I gave
Mm.
mine because I just don't. Every time I buy an iPad, I end up never using it because I sit in front
Yeah,
of the computer
I
yeah.
most.
use mine a lot.
She said it wasn't nothing to
I
go.
have
Oh, she said.
that.
She said now her she's traveling
Hmm.
and she want to get some phone that's like not in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
and like you can transfer. You just grab it from the screen and just put it on another phone.
Hmm.
And she was trying to explain to me like there's so many things that America don't have because
Oh, yeah.
like the
That other
trade,
countries have. Yeah.
yeah, the trade embargo, because she like this rum from Cuba and she has to get it from her friend in Canada, get it for her and send
Hmm.
it to her to the US.
Yeah.
And it's because of course, we got that shit on Cuba. And then
Yeah.
she said with diaper man doing all this shit.
Oh, the tariffs. Yeah, it's going to be
Mhm.
Is
even
our
worse.
is our passport good in Cuba still? I don't remember.
I think you can go to Cuba.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could go to Cuba.
I know
If you
it
want to.
it was and then it wasn't and then it was and I wasn't sure
It
if it.
is.
Yeah, I
It is.
think you can go.
You could go.
I can't go, but I'm sure other people can.
Yeah, you could go.
All
But
I
I
think
don't like
about
to go
is
to them country where I can't speak their language.
when the
I had to bring
Kardashians went and they had all that security and posse, like people were gonna be mobbing them, and they got there and nothing happened. Like people were like, "Oh, okay."
Jordan's mom went and she really enjoyed. She was like, I would love to go back. Like I thought about going, but then like for job reasons,
Well,
it's
yeah.
you still talking to her?
to my
No,
to my to my
this is a
son's mom.
recorded line.
That's the baby mama.
Oh.
Come on,
I don't think I could get away with not
now.
talking to her.
Right?
The way I just like open the door and just close
She,
That's
we
what
and
you
can't
was
just
just close
pass.
the
doing.
We
door.
can't. We can't just pass the baby.
Yeah, the way I be passing, he be passing the baby like a suitcase
Be
or a
dropping them off
package.
like DoorDash.
Mm-hmm. And
Nah,
just
this
close the
isn't
door.
this isn't a situation like me and the man we won't mention on here.
Look here, look here, look here. That's why I be telling Tia and Tiffany, be careful. Love you, love who you choose. Cause at the end of the day, there it's inevitable to go south, and a child is an innocent. So
Got to make it work.
that make it work. Cause
Mhm.
Tiffany went in there and get them. Tiffany said, "I'm stocked up the morning before Bill."
Oh my god.
Before they take
You,
that off the market, huh?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Jermaine. She got a in her
You got a
closet, and
pharmacy over there.
you know,
Tia was Tia was like, "Aren't they gonna be expired?" She's like, "No."
not her popping them like Skittles.
She
Like
said,
M&M's, baby.
"She said no."
You're right though, because they are probably gonna try to take them off the market. They don't want you to have any kind
Mm-hmm.
of birth control. Period.
Mm-hmm. Tia
No,
was like, Tiffany,
nothing. Plan B.
that's
Nothing.
nothing, because Tia was trying to use that. And we're like, don't get that. Mm-mm.
The ID.
Yeah, I don't get that because it's mm-mm. With our women in the Holland Bank. Mm-mm, no, don't get that.
I heard it hurt to put those in too.
Hmm?
They give you nothing. I heard it hurt to put those in.
Yeah, and it's hard to take them out, and it can go
Yeah,
wrong in so many ways.
yeah.
So I watched that documentary with that lady. Lord Jesus, the nurse practitioner put it in but couldn't take it out. What in the
Oh my
hell?
god.
And then the somehow when she was putting it in, piece of the coil Auntie came off.
Oh
So
Lord.
it 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 was just
Jesus.
a mess, Auntie.
Let
A
me tell you
mess.
that.
A mess.
Most of the people I know do use them, but I think I do have concerns with the long term effects.
Hmm.
Yeah. It's the long term effects
They they
yeah.
go into your tissues when they want
They
to pull
yeah.
that out. They pull that
Hmm.
out with no pain medicine. Yeah, it ain't no joke.
It's
Yeah.
one of those things where it's like I get it, and it's not. I don't have the right genitalia to be making decisions on other people's behalf, but like I do think from a data perspective, it is a relatively new product, and we still don't know the long term effects of pumping hormones in at that level directly into your,
Into your tissues, yeah, like that. Remember, what was that other thing they tried to use that they had problems with and had to take them out? They used to put them in your forearm. What was I forget what they were called? Those four little
Gopi or
sticks.
something like that.
Forget what they called them, but
Yeah,
they implant them right under your skin on your inner arm.
I remember. Yeah, something
People,
Bagogi, some name like that. That
yeah, people were having problems with that. Yeah,
Mm,
well,
mm.
poor women.
Ooh, this Hank said, I don't think they gonna pass this fool. Now his mama coming back trying to double up on the email that she said, and you could tell she was lying in that interview for him.
who?
Who you talking about?
Hegseth,
Hank said,
I
the
don't know who that
person
is.
that
Ah.
they won over the Department of Defense.
Uh,
Department of Defense dude, the one that he ain't. I don't think he gonna make it, Jermaine.
And Cash Patel either don't need to make it. That dude is crazy as he look.
Mhm.
Cash would tell it, but I don't know who giving it. Like who?
he's going for the Dick Tracy villain chance.
Not a Dick Tracy villain.
He wants to just see if he can hire
He
Dick Tracy.
is
Like
crazy as
what
crazy
is
come.
he doing? Picking these people, just putting a name in a cap and shake
Well,
it up.
I mean, he
you
just
know
wants
what?
people who will blindly do what the
Follow
fuck he
him.
wants. So,
Don
So
Jr.
he
said he
picking
wanted
people
his
that he got
dad.
control over.
Yep,
What you
he
nice.
say,
wanted his
Jermaine?
dad to pick people who were not as smart as his dad. And I tell you, if they not hitting that mark, because all of those people are stupid, He don't
Who?
want nobody that's smarter than his dad. That's Don.
Who?
Don Jr. said that about helping his dad pick these cabinet members.
Well, he need to go just like somebody's kindergarten class. Well,
Yeah.
never mind, the kindergartners are smarter
I,
than him. So,
don't
Thank you.
insult,
He's
don't
doing
insult
very
my
well
son
so
like
far.
that.
He's doing great so far
Fucking
because he's
Jordan is
picking,
way smarter than that.
baby. He's picking people who are just sycophants. This will do, and what's gonna happen? They're gonna wind up going to prison or getting convicted of stuff, just like his last cabinet members. All those people that got charged with different things for
Either
doing
that
Mm-hmm.
or
illegal
they
shit
just
for
won't
him.
be
Why
so
didn't
inept.
go work for him?
Either that or they're so inept that they just ruin the thing that they're over. Like, look at Ben Carson. Like, probably
Oh,
somebody who was not necessarily a dummy, but like had
but
zero
that
clue.
wasn't his wheelhouse. He's not
Yeah,
dumb, but he didn't
zero
know nothing about
zero
the
clue over that, and
HUD.
HUD has suffered from it.
Right.
Betsy DeVos was another example where the
Oh my
education
God.
is
hmm
She was
greatly under
terrible.
her.
She terrible.
Yep. So I think that's more of what it is like hire dumb people, and because we don't
Yeah.
like these organizations to begin with, so we'll just choke them
Hmm.
out by hiring stupid people.
And they'll just do what he said. Oh, get rid of these people, and they'll do it.
Yeah. I
Erase
think
that whole department, and they'll do it. I mean,
I think we'll also see just a number of organizations that don't get they'll have a bunch of interim leaders like they did last time
pretty much.
because they can't get through confirmation, so it's the back door to install who you want is just to have somebody interim.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be a mess. That's all I know.
Just like the
Anyway,
tea I got for y'all to get, honey. The tea is gonna be messy.
we got some messy tea. Is it tea
And
time?
yes.
Okay, let's
Well,
get
this
the
first
tea.
piece of tea is actually thanks to Chill. Chill was nice enough to send this in my inbox, and I'm like, say what now? What happened?
Oh, oh. Did you verify,
I
girl?
sure did.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I was able to find this very nice In Touch Weekly link that talks, and you see the
Nice.
headline says Diddy's son Christian Combs accuser serves him at at Mogul's mansion, the one that's on the water. Hun, she had them papers delivered to their house on the waters,
Oh,
and it looks like Christian King Combs is right en route to be just like his daddy in
like
every
father, like
aspect.
son. Mm.
Hmm
Little
So the
sexual
girl's
assault.
name is her name is Grace O'Markai. I'm sure I'm saying her last name wrong, but Grace O'Markai or O'Markai, who filed a lawsuit. And like it says here, she accused Christian, who was 26, of assault, battery, sexual assault, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. And she had that paperwork delivered to Diddy's mansion on the water. Let's see.
If you have
And she not the only one.
if you have a kid who has grown up his whole life seeing what he's probably
Hmm
from his dad's parties,
Bet she not the only one. I bet.
That's what I'm thinking, Carl. I'm thinking right on the long lines. I'm like, this is probably all he has seen growing up,
Hmm.
and it's probably all he knows.
Yep. How his dad treats women. Probably saw
wasn't
him
this
kicking Cassie's butt.
wasn't this the one who was this the one who had the Sweet 16 on MTV?
No, no, that was Justin.
Oh, okay.
Nope,
But
this the
knowing
one
how
that's younger than Justin.
having those having seen how they spoil those kids, like they've never been told no. They've seen him abuse people and mistreat people. Like this was a recipe for little monsters.
Hmm. Exactly.
So it says here, in her lawsuit. Oh, dang it! Why the web page go away? I hate when it does this. Oh, it's an ad. This big ass ad all up in my face.
Accuser serve him at what? What? Diddy's son got served too?
Hmm.
And did, girl. And in her lawsuit, Grace claimed that she worked as a stewardess in the yachting industry since 2018. She said she had planned to work in the industry for the rest of her life, but claimed that the alleged incident with Christian had derailed those plans. Girl, you better give emotional distress, girl. That's how you
That's
do
right. Give it. She's giving
it. She
it.
said Grace said she was working on a yacht named Victorious in July of 2022. She said Diddy chartered a yacht for himself and his sons, and his sons came along. In her suit, Grace said Diddy turned what was sold as a wholesome family excursion into a hedonistic environment filled with guests who Grace believed were sex workers. Grace said
Mm-hmm.
it resulted in an unexpected increase of workload for her and her colleagues, as well as unwanted exposure to unlawful drug use, sex work, and general chaos.
Yup.
During one shift, Grace said that Christian was around. She said he took an immediate interest in her, which she considered very inappropriate. She claimed Christian pressured her to drink with him in a recording studio. She also said Grace said Christian violently grabbed her arm and began hurting her. He pulled Grace into the seat beside him, preventing her from getting up. She said she asked to be able to return to the kitchen, but her pleas fell on deaf ears. And she said Christian continued to demand that she take more shots. Grace was quite scared and realized she was in a very dangerous situation. Grace was also feeling the effects of the tequila shots and quickly suspected that the tequila was spiked. The suit
Mm-hmm.
claimed that later in the day, Christian cornered Grace in a room and became physically and extremely aggressive. And she said he groped her as she punched him back constantly. Grace
Wow.
said Christian took off all his clothes and showed off his erection. She said that he grabbed her arm and tried to force her to perform oral copulation on him. Grace
Wow.
started fighting Christian, but he stopped when another employee walked into the room.
Damn. And he
And
was
the
getting
bad thing about
excited.
this that Yep, and the bad thing about this that she told her captain the following morning, but he lacked compassion or concern and failed to investigate and insisted that she was probably voluntarily partying with the guests. And Grace said that this was not true.
Well, because he wanted the money.
hmm Just messy, messy. Hey, Queen, girl, when you get up in here?
She just walked in. What's up, Quinn? Yeah, he's a little monster too. He probably saw his daddy doing the same thing, treating women
hmm
just like that.
Yep. Including the woman, his mother, the woman who claimed he says that Diddy said that Kim Porter was the love of his life.
Mm.
Right. Okay, if you say so, buddy. Quinn, you have anything to add? I feel like you have something to add.
If that's love, then I don't need it.
Hello?
I have something to add to what I just came to say hello.
Oh, hey, boo.
Was that before or after he broke her nose?
Who broke who knows?
Did he broke Kim Porter's nose?
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh damn.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Took over
listen,
his life.
there's a special place in hell for people like him. And this is why people I don't care what nobody say. I'm sorry. I don't care if it comes out as aggressive or as oh, you shouldn't lead with that. But I tell every man that finds an interest in me and wants to quote unquote date me or like me or whatever, and I happen to maybe be interested back, baby, hands are for loving and caring about me. Because the day that you decide that you want to put your hands on me in a non loving or caring way, that will be the day that you may cease to be on this earth. And your family gonna have to put you on a t-shirt and do a little fish fry, baby. Because baby, it's gonna be you, not me.
Hello. And
Not me.
Quinn, if you need an alibi, you just let me know, girl, because I'd be like, Quinn was with me all night. I don't know what y'all talking about.
Listen, and but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing: is that hockey? It's not even me. You got to worry about the way that my mama don't play about me.
Okay.
The way my mama nor nobody in my family play about me. Good luck. You think I'm the issue? But I might have a little, I might hold back a little bit because I can, I might have still a little feelings, you know how those emotions go. But the way that my mama care about her firstborn child, I wouldn't wish her vengeance on nobody.
I know that's right. Shout out to Mama Queen.
Hey,
Quinn also low key live in a non extradition country, so
be quiet. You you right there, Cub. I need you to be quiet. I need you to mind your business. Thanks.
I feel the same way, Quinn. Ain't no man gonna have me walking around scared of him. The
Absolutely.
moment that happens, I'll go to prison. Cause I'm
Hello,
gonna kill you first, for real.
hello,
All that
hello,
I'm gonna kill
somebody.
you ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna kill you. Oh no, that's all I need to hear. I'm gonna kill you first, but you don't know it.
Right. I will be plotting and planning. And those are the ones that like those are the people that I really know be crazy. The ones who will say, "Oh, I'll kill you, or I'll do this, or I'll do that." Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me know in advance. Because the way that I will have some kind of weapon
That you don't
with
know nothing
me.
about. You might know about
Right.
some of them, but it's gonna be one that you don't know about.
At every turn, I'm gonna have a weapon ready and available to put you down when you think you finna to kill me.
What
Oh
was that
no.
Jennifer Lopez movie? Probably her only good one.
Enough. I love
Enough.
that
Yeah.
movie.
Don't never let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. If you got a man like that, you better have a weapon and don't tell nobody.
Baby, she beat his ass at the end. I just watched that movie just for that fight scene alone. She tore his ass up at the end.
Yep. She trained
Who
for that
who
booty.
got whooped? Who got whooped?
That
The
man who was in Jennifer Lopez's movie.
movie.
And Jennifer Lopez. Oh. No, I like that girl that put the baby oil on the bathroom floor.
You know, I was just thinking about that this Christmas where Regina
Mhm,
whooped that boy ass in the bathroom.
mhm. That's what
they
I like.
they just played that movie on BET over the holiday weekend. I went ahead and watched it for the 75th time.
Hmm.
I watched
That's
some
solid.
budget version of that movie with Dwayne Wade's wife, Gabby. Gabby had there was another version of it with
Oh, I just was watching that. It's on Prime. Hold on, let me
yeah
find the name.
Donald
Yeah, that's that
Donald
one.
Glover's the
Where
daddy.
she brought the girl from the supermarket.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's almost Christmas, isn't it?
Uh,
yeah.
With
yeah,
yeah.
Monique.
when she brought that girl.
That's a budget version of this Christmas.
Yeah, pretty
Look
much.
here, when she said, "Lonnie, is that you?" He got in the
Can y'all hear
kitchen.
me?
When she go get that
Yep.
shotgun, it's
When
all
she
Can
went
y'all
and
hear me?
get that,
Oh shit.
yeah, we can hear you. When she went and got, look here, she said, "You a dumb bitch. You need to shut up." I don't know why Lonnie out there trying to live his little glory days that don't nobody want him.
Can y'all
But
hear me?
yeah, we
We
Yeah.
hear
sure
you.
yeah, we can
can.
hear you.
Oh yeah, almost Christmas. It had just started playing after I had finished the Cruel Intentions series.
That movie or that show was a bad take on that movie.
Was it? And the crazy thing is, I was afraid that it was going to be because you know
I
we've
did
seen that
not.
movie, but I didn't think like that's not something that you can put in a series.
I don't think I did not. I didn't hate it. I would say this. I did not hate it. Um, I think they took a lot of creative licenses. I think they also tried to remain true to the original, but I didn't hate it, and I will watch the next season that comes if it comes.
Boy, Danny Glover is ugly to the bone.
You stop
No,
talking
he's
about
not.
Danny.
What you not finna do? What you not finna do on this platform is talk about
She
a black man. You hear
she
me?
talk about American food, American men. Sit down.
Okay.
He is
Because if we
ugly.
wake, hey, because if we jump on your
I'm
countrymen,
watching it every time I'm watching that movie. I'm like,
He is old, Marcia.
he what?
He is
he's
old.
He was
And
ugly
he still
in that
looks good. Don't
Kelly
come for him like that.
movie. He was ugly in Color Purple.
He
No,
was
he
playing
wasn't.
he was playing
He
Pappy.
he talking about y'all be talking about Miss Whoopi, but
Talk about Whoopi. Whoopi fine.
no, I'm saying in Color Purple, people was
Oh,
talking about how
Celie.
Whoopi was looking, Steely was, but you should have looked at Massa. He won't
Stop.
know better.
Stop. Come on,
A
Auntie. Give
mess.
us some more tea. Cause
So
Marcia gonna make me cuss.
a
okay.
mess.
Yes, wake it up.
Well, the next piece of tea I have, honey. So Nick Cannon actually responded to Orlando Brown. Orlando Brown made claims that, and if y'all know anything about Orlando Brown, you know you got to take anything that he says with a grain of salt.
Oh
But he was on a
yeah.
podcast and he said that Nick Cannon performed oral sex on him
On
back
him.
when they back when they was working together.
Why would
Okay,
you divulge
Orlando.
this information? I'm confused.
Wow.
Because it's Orlando Brown.
He's a little thrown off. A
we
little bit.
like
Yeah.
we didn't need to know that. You could have took that one to your grave.
And he
Damn,
says Nick
Orlando said
Cannon,
that.
he really do like to, suck cannons. That's what he does. He sucked a good
Oh,
cannon on me. He sucked my cannon, licked my cannon.
It might have been good because
wow.
he's still talking about it.
So
No, it
Nick, he
must
got
be
wind of this and
good.
he released a statement. He actually commented on the post, but he deleted the comment, which I don't understand why he deleted it, but because this is actually a pretty good and safe comment that he made. But he said Nick replied and said, "Man, I love this brother Orlando. Sincerely, I believe this young man is brilliant and beyond talented. It hurts me to see him crash out like this, and truly disappointed in all these media outlets who continue to exploit him."
Well,
But you know what he didn't do? Deny it.
that's the appropriate answer.
Right.
What is he supposed to do? I mean, where there's smoke. Oh my
Hmm.
God. Okay. Well, hey.
Boy,
Now
Jermaine, they already done found another position for the man, and he ain't even in the ground.
I told you.
Who?
you did say that.
The
Who?
top executives that was probably licking their lips after he got shot, baby. Look
Oh,
at
That
there.
man who was gunned down in
the
front of the
United.
Hilton in busy ass Midtown, honey. That's the thing that's getting me. Like I think those of you that have been to New York, y'all know how busy that section of New York is.
I
So
can
for
only
somebody to
imagine.
just so somebody to go over there, and then I'm reading, I saw a tweet that said the man was on a city bike.
Hmm.
No, Auntie,
And had a gun with a silencer.
and a
He
gun
was
with a
intended to kill.
silencer, and
Yeah.
just like rode away, and like nobody didn't realize that until the man fall to the ground.
Well, yeah, because
Can't
they
nobody tell
scared.
me this was a hit. Yeah, can't
Yeah,
nobody
that was a
tell
hit.
me that
Definitely.
this was a hit.
It is a hit.
What is United Health stock price?
It's good.
Okay, make you some money.
It's good.
It's one of
And
the
I
Okay.
biggest.
guarantee,
It's one
I
of the biggest
guarantee you,
insurance
the
companies.
story that's gonna come out behind it, when
It's
and if they
the
find a
biggest,
person.
one of the biggest insurance company.
Yeah, one of them. Yeah, they at the top. But
Hmm.
they've denied a lot of people.
A lot of
My
people.
theory is that it's somebody who knew he was going to be there. Probably somebody that's connected to someone who works at the hotel, knew the conference was happening, knew he was going to be there. It might be an employee of the hotel, somebody that the insurance company screwed over. I don't think it was like a hit like of colleagues,
Corp,
trying to get him out
not
the way.
corporate espionage, but more
Yeah, but
more.
somebody knew he was going to be there, had access, knew what door he'd be coming through because they had intimate knowledge, of the scene.
There are a
So
lot of people who are very upset with the insurance industry as a whole.
I know that's what I'm saying. I think it's
Hmm.
somebody somebody may have died because they denied them some care or something, and their family. It's going to be some more to come out about it, but
I know for a fact that that's what it's gonna be. You can't. I'm willing to bet on it. Like you can't tell me that that's not gonna be the story. If it's something different, I will be shocked and surprised.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
they wanted
they're up
him
at
dead.
five. They're 610. They're at their five. They're at a 5 year high.
They wanted him dead.
Yeah, because the first shot was in his back.
If he hadn't had a silencer, they would have caught whoever shot him. But he intended to kill that man and get away.
On that bicycle.
Yeah, he
A
was
city
gone.
bike at that. That's a bike you gotta rent and put back, Marcia.
Yeah,
Oh
but I
no.
bet you it's renting under false ID.
Yeah, they like look
Hmm.
because
They
you
went that
can't
far.
be
You
doing.
think they was stupid enough to rent that bike under their name,
Oh yeah.
Look here,
knowing
you
cameras
can't be.
probably all over the place?
I know because isn't New York like got a lot of cameras now?
No.
Yep.
Especially
A
around a
lot of street
hotel like
cameras.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And in
But
Manhattan
they
too.
lost him. They lost him when he went down the alley. They ain't picked him up back. They lost him. Well, that's what they're saying. We don't know. They lost him when he rode the bicycle and he left the bicycle down a little alleyway.
Yeah, there ain't gonna be no fingerprints on it or nothing.
Well, they said the
See,
bullet casing might have DNA or
Fingerprint.
fingerprint because he
Yeah.
left them at the scene and he was like a professional will would have picked up the bullet casing.
Or he used gloves when he handled the bullets. I mean, come on now. That ain't no
Oh
guarantee.
no, Jermaine. I'm like, it's just been raining white men going to jail, dropping dead,
God
and
don't like ugly.
huh?
God don't like.
Rooster's
You're
coming
right.
home to roost.
Oh yeah, we just getting started, honey.
Mm-hmm.
We just getting started.
But this next story I have is not as exciting as this one, but I thought it was a cute one. And I feel like Carl is gonna end up being just like this. But it said it says so I just shared a link from People magazine that says Shaquille O'Neal says he doesn't accept gifts and hasn't in over 30 years. And reason being he was just ever since he became the provider, the sole provider of his family, like his children always get him gifts, but he never opens them, and he puts them in a room. And they still wrapped up. But he talking about maybe he might go back there eventually and open the gifts and see what's in them. I'm like, sir, if you ain't been in there to open them gifts in 30 years, you're not gonna do
That
From his
would
own
piss me off.
family?
That
Why?
would piss me off as his kids. That's probably why his kids don't like him because ain't no fucking way
Why? From his own family. That doesn't make any sense.
at all. That would
it. Y'all
piss me
know
the fuck
Shaq has
off.
always been a little weird.
Yeah, that's very weird.
Uh,
Things that would have sentimental value, not that they would be, expensive gifts, but from your kids and huh, okay.
And he wonder why
Mhm.
he. You know what? I'm gonna just let me be quiet.
yeah, I think there are more normal ways to handle because, like, yeah, I don't really take gifts from people in my family. I just have them donate to charity in my name.
But if they
But
gave you
see,
a gift, you would leave it unopened?
Yes, yes, he would. He most certainly would. That is something that Carl would do. And I'm gonna tell you how I know, because y'all should have seen. I almost had to fight him when we all met up in DC for brunch that time. I
Uh,
almost had to fight Carl just to for him to let me pay for his brunch. I'm like, sir, I invited you out.
okay, well, I can see how you would think that. Okay. Oh my gosh.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Now we
Hmm.
hear you.
Yeah, I was saying I think there's better ways to handle this. Like I have people donate instead of giving me gifts, particularly my family. I could just have them donate to charity in my name.
we get that. But if little gave you a gift, hey dad, I got you this gift, special gift, took time to buy it or make it or
Yeah,
whatever. You
yeah.
mean to tell me you gonna be like, well, you should just donate it in my name? I will
No,
fight you through this phone.
no, I'm not. I'm not a monster. I put them up somewhere.
You put
You
them
gonna
up
put them up?
somewhere.
Wow.
What I tell
Cup,
y'all?
when I get my when I see you, good no. When I see you, I'm pock up upside your head.
For this
Because
is
why would you just
for those who don't have.
he just lost audio?
You probably got a
For you?
call.
See, God don't like ugly.
Okay. Weirdo Shack. Okay, weirdo.
Now this next one we're gonna talk about another weirdo, Ray J. I'm gonna share my screen for this one. This is a little
Oh
quick
no.
clip. Now y'all remember because I talked about what this is probably maybe like around 3 weeks ago. I was talking about he got on the podcast and said that somebody was trying to kill him.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, a new video he just did, honey, where he showed us like somebody came and tried to vandalize. Somebody came and vandalized his car,
Oh.
and
You
then
know
this
he's
the
supposed Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, boo.
I was gonna say, the word on the curb is that he the man over there on the West Coast.
Mm-mm.
He the
That's what
man.
So
that's what he's saying.
yeah, that he's behind all like major hip hop like business apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like,
Like
really?
everything go through
yep.
him.
Even down
Hmm.
to the Biggie and Tupac beef. They said that started because of Ray J.
Oh, you got it like that? Okay. Well, let's see
Apparently.
what they did to his car. What they do?
So let me share my screen. And it's kind of sad because it's you saw the kids' car seats in it. So I'm just like, I hope this won't no gunshots or nothing. Let me see. I might have to refresh this so I can see it from the beginning.
Mm-mm.
I got car seats inside for real. That's what it's come to. You know what I'm saying? For what I'm trying to do. And I know. Like I know. Like, okay. All right.
Okay. You messed his window up.
I want to do. I got car seats inside for real.
So yeah. Oh, so the audio feed is choppy. My bad happened. But yep, that's what. So he pretty much was just he showed the broken window and stuff. So I don't know if they came over there and hit it with a bat or whatever, or if it was related to that shooting. But somebody vandalized his car, the one that he used to take his kids around in.
Hmm. Well, that seems to be sending a message. We don't care if you in there with your kids. They get it too.
Hmm.
Some folks do feel that way. They don't care. He's
Now
pissed someone. I
this
was
next story, y'all, and I'm gonna end up doing a poll by the time we speak about it. But
okay.
are y'all familiar with Matt Rife?
Rife, Rife. Uh,
Yes.
nah, that name sounds
Auntie, you be
familiar.
naming these names.
Well, when I put his picture up, y'all probably because I know y'all have seen him on the internet. And he actually got he was doing so he's a quote unquote stand up comedian, and I use comedian loosely, but he was pretty much long story short, he was canceled because during his stand up he made some jokes about domestic violence, and people because
Uh-huh.
he actually had a good run. And people really thought he was funny. He was getting a lot of notoriety. He's appeared on Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out and
Okay.
all of that. So anyway, like there's been a drastic change in his appearance and his face. Like he even has a strong jaw, even stronger than what he's had before. But he completely denied that he had any work done to his face. Completely denied it.
Okay.
And it's like, so let's see. Matt Rife, who a comedian who faced multiple controversies over the past few years, addressed ongoing rumors about sudden change in his appearance at the start of his career. He's 29 now. And he says that the reason for the change in his face is because of puberty. He said, puberty, after its sweet time for more than 20 years, finally decided to hit me square in the face. He said, claiming that he went from looking like a 13-year-old to an actual grownish man. So,
Mm. Okay. So
now
this
I'm
is
gonna
the
show a
before.
yeah, I'm guessing, yeah, because I'm about to do a before and a after picture.
Okay.
We gonna talk about it.
Hmm.
So y'all
Oh,
should
who the
probably.
hell is this?
He
Oh,
went and got a chin.
Carl said it might be steroids. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point, Carl. It might be.
Facial.
He went and got a chin.
He
I
got
know a
facial.
chin when I see it.
Hmm. Look at his jawline, all that. Yeah, look like those
Yep.
implants they can do.
He went to Sizzle's doctor. That's what I tell you.
Why
They got
in
the
the
same chin.
world did he change his face?
Now I will say, I mean, it's not bad work. He looks like sexy Squidward,
But it's
if you
not.
will.
It wasn't necessary. He had a strong jawline before. Like, why would he do that?
Because he
Yeah.
didn't have no chin. A sexy Squidward is insane on team, but he ain't had no chin before. You don't see on that left side where the chin at? It went from face to neck.
No, no. Look at his before picture. He did not have a bad chin at all. Nothing was wrong with his face for him to do that.
Yeah.
Nothing.
He like it. I love it.
Hello.
Well,
And
amen.
but
You know,
remember, and I actually I'm sharing this old article because y'all remember he actually told on himself. There was a search. So after his domestic violence joke and people started canceling him,
hmm
he comedian went on not a comedian but a surgeon went on there and it was like he had a caption when you just did the best jaw surgery of your life and the comedian and the person just got canceled or something like that.
Oh
So
wow.
Matt Rife actually because he the surgeon didn't mention any names at
uh-huh.
all and Matt Rife was the one who commented and I just shared the article with y'all and his what he say to he said lying about medical history is illegal, just FYI.
Mm.
All up
Hit
in that
dog.
man's comments.
Hit dog hollered.
Hmm.
Who's that? Who's that? Matthew? What? Who's
Comedian.
that?
Like he a comedian, but like I said, I use the word comedian loosely. I mean, I've seen a couple of things, and I've giggled a few times, but no, I, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, puberty.
I
So
never
Happy
see.
said his Netflix show was kind of fun. Well, girl, I'm gonna just have to take your word for it because I'm never going to watch it.
Never, ever, ever.
Let's see what
Alrighty.
else I got for y'all today.
Never gonna watch it. Never gonna watch it. Never gonna watch it. Never gonna watch it.
Whoa, 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 whoa!
Hey.
Happy said I didn't know he was a real comedian. He not a real comedian, girl. Quiet as a kept. But anyway, moving on. So the next story I have. So we got some breakup news. Sabrina Carpenter and Barry Keoghan broke up after being together for a year.
That dude is funny looking for real.
Funny looking as hell. Don't he
he's
look like a wolf in the face or something?
he's so scary looking, and I'm pretty sure I forgot what he was in, but I'm pretty sure I had to look up what his nationality was because he was confusing me. It's like his his face was confusing me. Cause I'm like, are
What
you
is
a
he?
whole white person? Because I don't think you are. It's
What is he?
given Asian. I'm not mistaken. He's Irish.
Irish.
Don't quote me.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He doesn't
He
look
is. He's
American.
Irish.
Yeah, but it was not. I was like, well, who was tipping in the? You know what I'm saying? Because by the eyes, it's not giving Irish. But then again, maybe I don't know. But I was confusion. Whatever I saw him in, I was confusion enough to Google, and I was very shocked that they said he was Irish.
Huh.
It was probably the. You think it was the Eternals that you were watching?
Probably, probably that sound
Yeah,
about
because
right.
I liked him in there. He was good in the Eternals.
Hmm.
Well, it says so people actually reported this breakup, even though I shared a TMZ link. It was people that broke the story. And per people, Sabrina and Barry are both career focused and have chosen to take a break, though the update notably came as substantiated cheating rumors circulated online.
Mm. For
Mm-mm.
who's cheating? Him or her?
It- I don't even, I was trying to find out. The article didn't say because I didn't see any of the rumors.
Okay.
In fact, I saw a lot of people like praising their relationship, and a lot of people, like the people that I follow on Twitter, they were kind of upset that they broke up.
I don't see why she's famous, but maybe it's just me.
Ooh!
She, oh, I'm about to say she do music.
She
Yeah.
does.
Oh,
And the
okay.
thing is, like, so her songs are. I've heard of a couple of. 'em, I'm like, okay, this is cute. I'm definitely not the demographic for these songs, but it's cute, and it's kind of refreshing to see white girls be white. You know what I'm saying? And they don't try to
Well,
get in.
yeah. Instead of trying to, yeah,
Yeah.
ride on the black culture, I get what you're saying. She's definitely white.
Hmm.
Is she in a scale of Taylor Swift? Where is she?
She's like a what, number sixes Taylor Swifterish.
Yeah, I would say because she was a Disney girl. She played in that you remember when they brought Boy Meets World back and they had Girl Meets World.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I remember
She
the show. I never watched it.
Yeah, well, she was in Girl Meets World, so
Oh,
she's a Disney girl who went on to make music.
okay.
Yeah, she's
But it,
definitely in that lane.
hey, listen, Disney got a formula, and Disney do not deviate. You hear me?
Look, the way people are
Hmm.
pissed off, Beyonce got named pop star of the what
Oh, I knew that
60th.
was coming. The bitch be mad, ho.
Ooh, honey,
Bitch
they
be
are
mad.
mad. They are so mad.
It should have been Taylor Swift. Beyonce
Yeah,
been making music longer than Taylor Swift has been making music.
yeah.
I grew up to Beyonce when Beyonce was a child of destiny.
That's
They
right.
tried to say,
I was doing
okay,
practices
oh, okay, Queen, okay.
for family reunion talent shows for the Child of Destiny performances that we was not supposed to be doing because of secular.
Somebody said
Please,
Britney Spears was better than Beyonce. I'm like, get a
Oh,
life.
girl.
listen, the crack got to be good. Whatever's on the streets got to be good as hell.
It's
Okay, girl,
real. It's real
that's
good.
flavor crack, cherry flavor crack to make it taste good going down, girl. Because clearly,
That's
I
Trump
think
favorite
this
crack, baby.
I think this
That's
goes back
all
to
Trump.
that. I think this goes back to that Tyler the Creator comment when he won his Grammy. Everything we do ends up going into various subcategories or R&B, blah 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 blah. We couldn't just get pop, but if you just go by straight numbers, there are tons of people who have outsold and would have deserved to be
Yeah,
outmugged and stole shit away from Taylor.
baby. They had a whole thread of people under that article. Well, that was on Facebook. I was reading it, but people was pissed off.
But it's also too they
mm,
people really don't realize about influence, right? Cool, she has the numbers, she has the work ethic, but based off of just if we took talent off the board, right? If we took talent, music capability, performance capability, because we know Taylor Swift don't have that, um, and fan base, stan fan base, I would say that stan fan base off the table and went simply pure based off of influence. Literally, Beyonce has whole nations of people who are into country right now, country aesthetic because of her. The whole world, not just the United States, the whole entire world is advertising country because of her.
So this is
Had had all of the world in silver and selling silver clothing because of Renaissance tour.
mhm.
Like, let's be real. Be
I
real.
I
Well, they
definitely
were real.
Beyonce has a very huge cultural presence, but I would not discount Taylor in that way, only because of how like toxic whiteness
Oh,
people's
she has
abusiveness.
a lot of influence. I agree. I agree.
But
But
I'm
Mhm.
saying this is where I'm saying if you take away her stands, right? Because she got a lot of stands. Like she at numbers wise, she has a lot of stands. I'm talking about people who would never choose to listen to Beyonce and or Taylor, right? Non-biased people
yeah,
have come out of the woodworks and was like, wow, like the girl, some lady told a story about her father, who's basically some backwood country person who didn't think that he would like a Beyonce country album, but loved it and was like really surprised that her grandfather, because one of the songs or something about her grandfather was from the same town that he grew up in, like he either knew of or knew the grandfather, like stuff like that.
yeah.
Who has Taylor Swift stories like that that's coming to light? I don't. Nobody can convince me. Like, no,
Yeah,
there's
based
like
on
no.
influence and fan and performance. I mean, all of those things were factored in. But Beyonce's performances, nobody's doing what she's doing. I mean, she puts
You hear me?
millions into her concert,
And even though she didn't put millions in it, Beyonce could sit on a chair
but
and
she doesn't.
sing
I'm just saying, she puts a whole performance together, and it's beautiful. And she's gonna give you
your money's
vocals. She's
worth.
gonna give you media. She's gonna
Hmm.
give you looks. She's gonna give you everything.
She's gonna give you class, sophistication.
Correct.
Hey,
All
Will.
all of that. Hey, Will.
Even with her like VIP packages, right? So when I went to On the Run Tour 2 in Atlanta, I was shocked how well put together, thoroughly curated the whole a VIP whatever experience was. I was not my my expectation was very low and it exceeded that. And I was very shocked. So yeah.
I don't like using influence as a measure because it gets measured weirdly. I totally agree with you, but like somebody was talking to me about Billie Eilish, and I'm like, please get out of my face with.
So Will has his hand up.
I would
Come
just like
on,
to go,
Will.
hey y'all. I would just like to go on record and say Beyonce is the second best entertainer, dead or alive, hands down.
And
Amen.
that's a fact, Jack.
Period. Period.
Hands
That's
down.
a fact, Jack.
The only person that's ahead of her is the late great Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. I already
Every
knew.
everyone else pales in comparison.
To the
Hmm.
T.
And
Correct.
it,
I
and
Even
it's
might,
not,
Beyonce
Exactly
knows
right.
that.
I
and it's
might
not
put
even just
Beyonce ahead of Mike. Like,
Uh
Well,
uh
well, no,
Not
well, no,
listen.
I'm not even a
Mm-mm.
Beyonce stan, but like, I think
Cup.
she might have,
Cup.
she might go on to have a
Uh-uh.
longer run.
Beyonce
Right.
has the internet. Listen to me and listen to me clearly. Beyonce has the internet. People know are able to know about her because of the internet, right? Michael Jackson, when he was coming up in the game, did not have the internet, but had millions of people
I, I
in
think there's an
countries
argument
that
to be
barely got
made.
clean water that was coming to see him just to get a glimpse of him. No one will ever.
like
No
had
one.
I
had
think
him
there's an
millions of
argument to
fans
be
and
made
shit.
that it was easier to make a superstar in that era.
Oh no. Okay, now you're trying it.
It
All
was
right.
it was
Take mute him.
no.
He need a boo. You need a boo. Listen, Cup, when I see you, a pack up, it's coming to you.
So you think that
Because
there will be a superstar as big as Beyonce probably ever again? I'm
Nope,
not so sure there will be.
there won't
I
be.
No.
don't think so, but she in comparison to Michael Jackson, who literally had people, there are videos of people crying and falling out and
Fainting.
standing for hours
Yeah, fainting over
just
here.
to
And
see
all he
faint,
doing is just standing there.
Just going
just
to his
breathing,
hotel.
just breathing. That
Not
nigga
even
just
at the
breathing.
concert. Just going to his hotel.
I don't know. I have weird feelings about stardom, but like
And it's the thing that
You have
really
weird
makes
feelings.
Beyonce stand out is that the reason why she is so great is because she understands and she positions her art in such a way that she knows that it's more than about just her. She goes out of her
Hmm.
way to essentially shine light on her influences and pays homage to those influences
Mm-hmm.
and even folks that we do not know
Yep.
who are
Hello,
who are the
wake
essentially
it up.
who were essentially the blueprints to the art that she is and was making at the time. So yeah, she's so essentially like, yeah, I'm making this Renaissance, for example. That
Yeah.
I'm making this album. However, these are the influences that you all need to be aware of, and which made these genres or this genre in particular possible. So that's what makes her as great as she is, and we will
Mm-hmm.
never ever see an artist of her magnitude in our lifetime for that simple fact. There is an ego factor that the majority of these artists operate in, and they don't allow, or they're not confident enough in themselves and their abilities to allow that space to really pay homage in a way that says, like, you know what, just because I'm shining light and giving props to so and so, don't make me any greater. In fact, it makes me even more great because of
Yeah.
that.
The
Correct.
music has a story. Like
Right.
Kendrick's music has a story
Mhm.
behind it. She does pay homage, whereas the other ones, it's usually always about a man. It's never, celebrating those who came before, whose shoulders we're riding on.
Listen, she is the walking altar. You hear me? She is the
I,
walking ancestral altar.
I
And
was listening.
she does an amazing job at also keeping her legacy relevant. Like there are other artists who are just as talented, or if
Yeah.
not more talented than Beyonce, because she's not the most talented individual in the world. However, she makes it a point to make sure that folks are aware of her greatness, whereas other folks, aka the dancing lady, she just let her shit go by the wayside. And if she really were to pay attention and focus in on the iconic person or the iconic work that not person, the iconic work that she's presented in the world over the past 40 years, she'd be even more in this conversation. However, when it comes to those top two, that's what they've done so incredibly well. And we're not going to see it ever again. So I don't think Beyonce has any peers. She has no competition. The only competition that Beyonce has is the Beyonce from last year. And
She's one of one.
It's
and
herself,
What
right?
2000,
she said, she's 1 and 1.
that's it.
She's the
That's
only
it.
one.
I was
So
just
yeah.
That's it.
So
I was
like
just
the whole Taylor Swift debacle. She's white. She's pretty. She writes great songs.
Is
However,
she pretty?
write great songs is a stretch, but all right.
look, break down to
But here's the thing though. Here's the kicker, Cup.
Wait, Quinn. Wait. Don't cut Cup off.
I'm
I mean,
sorry.
don't cut
No, go ahead.
Will
Go ahead.
off.
Go
Will,
ahead.
go ahead. Finish what
she
you were
she makes
saying.
she
Will.
makes she makes great and relatable music to the folks that gravitate towards her artistry. You can't take that away from her. But she's never ever going to have that amount of impact no matter what. She's going to rest on her laurels of being a white female that is blonde, flat, and has blue eyes. And that's really what has catapulted her into the star that she is already. Granted, yeah, she's on the right side of history of a lot of things in regards to whatever, but still, when it comes to artistry, nobody in today's world, the only person that's touching Beyonce is 6 feet underground, and that is it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
In terms of
Medium.
creators that I've looked at recently that I think are pretty interesting, I think Tyler the Creator doesn't get quite the flowers that he deserves. I'm not making a comparison here at all, but I do think he doesn't quite get the credit he should probably be getting. Taylor, I think, gets way more credit than she actually deserves.
Because she has mediocre white women who are her fans. They're all of their.
Her whole redistributing of her album kind of really.
I'm just saying that's the reason why. It's because she had mediocre white women see themselves in her. And that's why she has a base. But I would like to see people who are not mediocre white women or white women in general. How many people of a non-white background has she pulled into her genre or pulled into her fan base that really fuck with her music, that really go to her concerts? I wouldn't say that it's a great pull in my opinion. And I'm a music lover.
I fucked with 1989, and that's about it.
Okay, I did love the Red album, and I liked it, but you won't never see me in no Taylor Swift concert.
Right,
actually, I've been to a Taylor Swift. I've been to 2.
And we're judging you, and we know you are a particular type of person, Cup. So it's not surprising.
So in my defense, this was taking my girls. I didn't actually.
Yeah, in your defense, now you got a defense for it. Before you was, I've been to one. Well, hello.
Like I said, I think she gets way more credit than she deserves. She got a little. She's done a little thing, 2-step. That fine, good. She wrote a couple songs.
She's a mediocre white girl who has found her niche and found her fan base, and those motherfuckers ride or die for her. And
putting her at the top of pop pantheon is nuts to me. But we'll just leave that at that.
Also, too. When you say no, she can't write. Apparently, word on the curb is that her writing is better than her actual performing and singing. So,
that's what she's known for, is being a songwriter person.
Now she's a damn good writer. I give her that. And she wrote so good that to the point that she was writing stuff like under another name, but it was like Nile something for a lot of songs. And I was like, oh wow, that was Taylor Swift this whole time.
So she should have just kept, stayed in that lane. She wanted to try to come for the queen, and baby, please. Also, people have to also understand too is that Taylor and Beyonce are 2 different spectrums of a generation. Again, I was listening. Me and Taylor are the same age. Almost. I think was born in August. I was born in October. I was listening. I grew up to Beyonce. So how are you better than somebody that you grew up with? Please be serious.
While I don't support Kanye's antics. I still think that was one of the funniest moments in history in his
Sure
life.
was.
And he told the truth.
there
He
are two.
told the truth.
There are
He
two
told the truth.
moments of Kanye that were just like pure funny in hindsight, and it was Bush hates white people and don't let me interrupt you. Those two moments are just like classic Kanye.
But he told the truth, and so did Jay-Z when he mentioned about the fact that how is it that Beyonce is the most awarded in Grammys in this bitch ain't never win album of the year. Y'all give her a Grammy for every other fucking thing, for every
Hmm.
genre that you feel that is supposed to be her lane. A
And
hundred
shout out
times
to
over.
Beyonce's husband. His birthday is today.
Okay, yeah. But won't give her album of the year, please. Be fucking for real.
Oh, Will has his hand up.
Well, to your point, Quinn, at this point, does it even matter?
Nope.
It absolutely does not matter. It does not matter because we know she's the greatest of all time. But it's just to put salt in the wound of people who be trying to say, well,
Stop.
bitch, she got the accolades to back up. Her resume is deep. You cannot deny her. There's no argument here. Facts is facts is facts.
No, I totally agree with you, and I felt the same way for a long periodically time. But it was just like once Renaissance hit, and I fully understood. Well, the world understood like her greatness to the fullest extent. It was like considering the Grammys are a very much a popularity contest within itself. It was like, and we've come aware of that over the past 10 years or so. I was like, does it even fucking matter? She has the most Grammys already of all time. So it's like, if anything, at this point, they should be making Grammys
Yeah, I think at
for
this point
her at
we
that point.
know that the game is rigged. To your point.
Correct. But they gonna need to come up with a Beyonce category so people can aspire to be her. I'm just saying.
Hmm.
A Vanguard Award of sorts, yes.
Yeah, and can we just have a moment of remembrance for the era that is and was Renaissance because God was so good.
I'm ready for this boot scooting boogie to be over.
Listen, God, when I say I need a Beyonce situation ASAP, funds is set aside. Okay, it's getting interest over there. Okay.
Just give us Act Three. Just give us that rock album. So not only she can show off her prowess as a singer in that genre as well, but also to provide the world more context as to the roots of rock and really highlight again those artists that either have been pushed aside or they just really need that visibility for the world to recognize their contributions to music in general. So that's what I'm most excited about.
I think what highlighted that for me, because I'm not that big of a Beyonce fan, just because I don't listen to. I have a very narrow window of music that I kind of listen to at this point, but listening to musical people talk about working with her. So I was listening to an interview with Raphael Sadiq, and he was talking about working with her family in general. He was talking about working with Solange, working with Beyonce. He was like, their work ethic and their knowledge of music and their nods to other people are something he had never seen, and he had worked with damn near everybody in the industry worth working with.
Hmm.
And that seems to be from the producer side, and the people who have like high musicality tend to speak that way about working with those two.
Yep. I remember Lady Gaga said something similar when they were filming the telephone video,
Boy,
and they
she
were
got
saying
bodied in that video.
they said Lady Gaga was talking about how they had like a very limited amount of time, but Beyonce came in, she was so sweet and she was very professional. She learned the choreography quickly and all that. I was like, that's my girl.
Poor Lady Gaga.
What did Amon? Who was it? Was it Amon? Who said she's an empty vessel? Somebody said that she's an empty vessel. She don't have nothing in her. I said, damn.
Who said it? Armand Wiggins.
No, Imam, the model, one
Oh,
of the models, either Imam or
oh.
Naomi, one of the model girls, old school model girls. Basically, no, yeah, or was it Grace?
Well, I don't think it was Naomi because Naomi cool with her.
Maybe it
So
was Grace Jones. I think it was Grace. who basically was like, yeah, she ain't worth the she ain't yeah, I mean beautiful gowns. But breaking news. Apparently
What?
France's government has collapsed.
What?
Good. Good.
Let it burn.
Good. Fuck them.
This is coming from the desk of Phil. You hear me?
From
Phil Lewis.
from my from all my Haitian brother and good.
Sapas. Nabule. Okay.
I know that's right. Well,
Oh,
unfortunately, y'all, I have to do a hard turn because this next story, y'all gonna be like, we talked about Beyonce to go into this,
Oh no.
but sexy red, honey.
Oh Jesus.
Ew.
She responded. So one of her exes came out and said, and this dude's name is Woo. Hold on, Woo something. Woo Slime. That's his name on Facebook. Woo Slime. And he claimed that Sexy Red gave him an STD.
I mean, she
Sexy
rap
Red
around
pretty
it,
much
so I mean,
is denying it. And she was saying what exactly. But I guess her thing is being a troll or whatever, whatever. But it's like, girl, I'm sure she can understand why people will get mad. But he said it. He claiming it on his thing, and the reason why I really don't believe it because the person who reported on this was DJ Academics, and his fat ass lies like it's going out of style. So
Anybody who dick rides for Drake like that, it can't be trusted. But I mean,
wake it up.
this is what happens when you rap about having green shit come out your coochie. I'm just saying.
Well, at least her booty hole brown.
We love that for
Isn't a
her.
brown booty hole the sign of good health?
We
I
love it.
thought.
I
no,
don't
it's kind of bruising.
pink
Oh,
booty,
oh.
but whatever.
Well, this next story is actually kind of nice. I'm a little jealous, but Snoop Dogg actually gave his so y'all know his daughter Corey is engaged to be married. Snoop Dogg gave his daughter $1 million for her wedding. And he was like, well, his advice is that he would actually take 10% of that and like, spend it on whatever, whatever, but then pocket the other. So he was like, Snoop Dogg said, and I quote, if it were me, my wedding would have been 100,000 and 900,000 would have went into my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And a financial
Wise.
advisor actually agrees with him.
Very wise.
listen, keep a bag, Snoop. Keep a bag coming, Snoop. I'm just saying.
He trying to tell her.
Hmm. Like, girl, that's free game. I hope she listening. But from what we know about Corey though, she's a pretty good girl. She's been good all throughout this. She tried to have like a little temporary singing thing. I don't think it worked out too well. But for the most part, she's been a good girl. We never really heard much about her. No mess
is
about
she
her, I should say.
is she the one that's marrying Martin Lawrence's son? No?
No, no,
Or
that's
That's
Eddie
Eddie
Murphy's.
Eddie. Yeah.
Eddie Murphy? Well, I knew it was one of them. I couldn't remember one or two, but that's she's marrying one of their sons, right?
Yep. She married Martin.
Okay.
Who is it? Is it Martin's son that she's marrying, or is it Martin's daughter? Child, I just know Eddie and Martin children are getting married. That's all I know. I forgot which one's the daughter, which one's the son.
Same.
Oh, okay. Oh wait, no. So Snoop Dogg's daughter not marrying one of them?
No, In fact, you may
Was
have
she dating
seen the
one of
guy
them?
that she's married. He's a really nice looking guy, but you may have seen the discourse because you know how they
Oh, he
colorist.
regular.
He's a
He the
regular
one who's.
degular dude.
Oh yeah. Okay. I'm mixing it up. You know, I don't be keeping up with these people for real.
He's very nice
But
looking.
if he regular, she better definitely keep keep her daddy advice at the forefront of her mind. Don't be dumb.
Yep. It's just that colorist, they had a lot to say about him and her. Like when that picture of them being engaged came out, and
Mm-hmm.
it was some nasty comments they were making towards her.
Very
I
nasty.
I think a regular dude might actually stay the fuck in his lane. It'd be the famous ones you gotta watch out for. Look at my Mr. Bells wanted to talk about how he's a famous football player too. Nigga, sit down. Simone Bowles' husband.
No, but it generally it I think from my experience and from hearing others' experiences, dealing with a man who feels intimidated, whether no matter how much love they have for you, if they feel intimidated, if they feel less confident in themselves being with you because you are either financially stronger than them or anything of that nature, it rears its head at sometimes at least when you least expect it. And yeah, it's all bad. No matter how good of a game they be, well, I'll do whatever. I'll be a this, I'll be that, I'll be a stay-at-home dad. I'll do no. They'll
Hmm.
find find a way, an outlet that's usually not a good outlet, unfortunately.
I hate to agree with you, Quinn, but I do because I be trying to give like straight men like I don't be want to be too harsh on them, but yeah, I think the only time that arrangement will work out is probably if the man is bisexual. Probably because it's that you most cis hetero men cannot stand the fact that they women make more than them, and they'll try to do anything. Oh well, shoot, they'll try to like pretty much diminish her compliment. I've seen it with my own eyes. They be like, "Oh yeah, well she my cash cow. Oh, will she do this? Oh, will she do that?" And it's pretty much not. You get what I'm trying to say? Like she's not being
Yeah,
hyped up like she should be. Like I said, I've seen it with my own eyes multiple times. But anyway, so what's the next story I got that I want to talk about? Hmm. Oh, this is a good one. Well, not good, but so y'all heard about Eminem's mom passing away, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yep, due to I believe it was lung cancer.
Oh, I didn't know why. Okay.
who the hell is
Hmm.
this?
So this is Eminem's brother, Nate. Nate
What in the
Mathers.
Beijing is this?
Baby, giving OxyClean man a run for his money. You hear me? What in the world?
Nate
I
look like
said,
Well,
I'm
honey, Miss
sorry, mama.
he
so
look like a
Nate
wax
Mathers, honey,
figure.
he had a mm-hmm.
What did he say about
Well,
his
this
mom?
wax figure, he did not have a good relationship with his mama, honey. You could tell by the Sam story, hatred and mixed emotions today. I'm like, ooh. Ooh.
Mm.
But yeah, that, from what I know, that they were estranged. Excuse me, that word was kicking my ass today. They did not have a good relationship, and I think it had something to do because I remember a story about him being put up in foster care, and Eminem tried to adopt him when he was like 20, but something happened at the time where he couldn't do it. But then he did end up eventually adopting his brother, like I think when his brother turned 16 or something like that.
Mm.
So yeah, they didn't have a good relationship, and the mom done passed away. He that's what he put. I was like, dang, it's not to police anybody's feelings or whatever, but baby, you probably maybe it probably would have been better to not say anything. Like that was crazy.
He said,
Mm.
what? What was it? What was the
People
statement?
people feel how they feel. I mean,
Yep.
I
He's
mean,
he said
Eminem got
hatred
a
and
whole
mixed
lot.
emotions.
Eminem got a whole ass 2, 3 albums talking about how crazy his fucking mama was. So
And that's why don't nobody
hatred.
like him but white people.
Listen, some black people like him too because he keep ending up on people's top 10, 5, whatever list as greatest rappers of all time. So
Damn, he hated her. Mm.
I
Hmm.
listen
I
now.
don't know. I think that was peak Eminem, him talking about Kim and his mama.
I'ma not say if I really don't have anything to compete against that because I understand that. I absolutely understand it. Intimately understand that having those type of emotions. Um, but I don't think I would publicly tell people that. But I understand it.
Yeah.
Absolutely understand it.
And that's so y'all remember when those Mattel came out with those Wicked dolls and mistakenly put Wicked.com on the packaging and directed
Mm-hmm.
them kids to a porno site.
Oh Jesus, they getting sued.
They are indeed.
Money, money, Christmas finna be good this year, y'all.
If you are trying to sign in, press the pound key to finish sign. Your sign-in was
They
successful.
are
Cut.
indeed being sued, honey. It's a woman out of Texas. Her name so it's a woman from excuse me, she from South Carolina. That she and her daughter were irreparably harmed by this mixed up. Let me see what I said because I was reading this story, cracking up. But I said, "Girl, you better sell it, honey. Sell it." She said her and her daughter went through it because of that mistake. And let me see. She said in a proposed class action filed yesterday in Los Angeles federal court, which Entertainment Weekly has reviewed, Holly Rickerson alleges that she brought a wicked doll for her daughter, who so she ended up using a iPhone to visit the website shown on the packaging. To her absolute shock, the website Wicked.com had nothing to do with the Wicked doll, the complaint said. Rather, Wicked.com pasted scenes of pornographic advertisement across her phone screen. Rickerson and her daughter were both horrified by what they saw. They said Rickerson's suit accuses Mattel of unjust enrichment, negligence, and breach of express warranty, breach of implied warranty of merchantability, violation of California's false advertising law, and more, honey.
Lord,
This
she's
her
about
and
to
her
get
daughter being
paid.
horrified by what they saw. She
Work
surely
that
is.
emotional distress, baby.
They definitely gonna get something whether
Oh
Mattel
yeah.
settles with them or something because Mattel have already admitted to this mistake.
Well, yeah, they're
So
gonna get settled for sure.
What I find funny is how I can't get Quinn to even think about Wicked. She hates Cynthia so damn much.
And I don't give a
and a lot
damn.
of people are saying that she was really good in that movie. I'm sure she like I said, she's a
She
And
talented
I'll
woman. She's
never
just an
see it. Fuck
asshole.
her.
she
I will
bodied
never
she
see it.
bodied the
Fuck,
role. I'll give her that.
fuck her.
Go
I
ahead,
will
Will.
never see it. Fuck her. And that little video that they got of her going around singing black gospel music, again,
Right. I did not
fuck
like that.
her.
Oh, go ahead, Will.
Quinn, I really wanted to be in alignment with you on that, but I have to admit she did nibble just a little bit in Wicked. She did the job that needed to be done.
She did.
And if anything, we already know the vocals are going to vocal, but the acting as well. I was actually very surprised at her acting skills. So there was a bit of cognitive dissonance there, like attempting to fully enjoy the film, all the while knowing some of her not so great um, views on Black Americans and being a homewrecker, all that jazz. Like it was a lot to process within that 2 hours and 40 minute runtime of the movie. But even with that, I must say that Sylvia, who the fuck is Sylvia? Cynthia did a really great job in the film.
I believe
Beautiful
it. I'm
gal.
planning on watching it. You so stupid,
Beautiful
girl.
gal. Beautiful bald head. I mean, she
I've,
got
I've,
the face structure for it. I'm just saying. They gave her the right role, you know?
I've tried. Will there was no. It's not.
Again, fuck her. With this, listen. Cynthia bet not ever hope I ever see her live at five because I'll probably cuss her out for real. That's how much I don't like her. And like people came for her, which cool. I don't like I can understand it, right? If those things came out, because everyone has been ignorant at one point in their life, right? Everyone has been ignorant about something that may be important to groups of people at one point in your life, but you're literally making money, influencing, getting influence off of a culture that you literally belittled and don't have the balls enough to come back to that same group of people. And I don't need you to apologize, but at least admit what you did was wrong, right? Admit that, damn, I said some dumbass shit when I was whatever the fuck age I was. But no, you double down and just continue to dig and dig and dig. That Harriet Tubman movie never saw
Yeah.
me. Will never fucking see me. When I found out about that shit, oh, that was a nail in the motherfucking coffin. She could go to hell.
Yeah, that was
To
crazy.
be honest,
That was
to be honest,
crazy.
she can go to hell because how can you sit here and talk about the people who literally have ancestors who are a part of that culture, a part of that fucking history, and then accept a role and play it and make money off of it when you have said the things that you have said? There's some shit that I'm sorry. I don't care how good you can sing. I don't care how good you can act. Sorry.
I don't know. I just have this
I
thing where
don't.
a lot
I
of
don't.
stars are flawed, and I just kind of look at whatever the material is and
I
judge.
don't give a damn. I do not give a flying fuck. No.
No,
No. That one
these,
right there? No. Mm-mm.
these celebrities on the above reproach, no matter how talented they are, I won't go into detail, but y'all know what I'm talking about. And so
Mhm.
we shouldn't,
Listen.
we shouldn't,
There's a line for sure, but
yeah, we shouldn't put them on pedestals. But unfortunately, we operate in this virtual digital world. It's a blessing and a curse. Like there's no room for actual constructive dialogue about the behaviors of said people because of who they are or what they create and your connection to those things. But no, I agree with everything Quinn said. You know, and I would also go on to say the everything that Cynthia had done is part of the reason why the Harriet movement flopped, which is
Hmm.
unfortunate considering the 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 um the subject matter and who it was about. So it's unfortunate all the way around.
I was on Quinn's side during that movie. Like I didn't even bother going to watch it because I just thought it was like very disingenuous. There was already like a bigger conversation around British actors or
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
playing African American roles that I thought was important discourse. But like thinking about it from stepping back and thinking about it from a larger perspective, I can't think of as a black man that I could look up to in the industry that doesn't have probably like deep flaws. Even somebody like Denzel now is coming out and saying like, "Oh yeah, I recreationally used drugs for most of my career." Like I feel like
Yeah.
most people are like deeply flawed on some level, and you just kind of have to look at.
But here's the thing about it, right? The difference between one and two, right? Denzel, very accomplished, very much so. Hey, I'm gonna tell you about my flaws and not let you find out in the streets. Hey, I've been working on myself and my sobriety, things that, for the most part, affected him and his immediate circle. This lady, that bald head bitch, I shouldn't call her a bitch. I shouldn't call her.
I'm not judging them as equivalent. What I'm saying is,
It's listen to me, Cup. As I'm telling you, as a black Southern woman who can go back 7 generations of my ancestors to have a motherfucker like that do what she said, not speak on it, and then go on this fucking uh political
Redemption
or
tour.
uh, right redemption tour, but also too during the time of the Tubman movie when she was going on promo for it and talking about, oh, how much research I did and I this and I that. Bitch, fuck you. And I mean that with the whole breath of my fucking body. Fuck you.
I completely understand. What I was referring to with the Denzel thing is like, I feel like that is a little bit hypocritical for the fact that he has played respectability politics most of his career. He was very much so on the black men need to pull up their pants and
Oh, yeah,
be
you're
better.
absolutely right.
So
Yep.
like, how can you do that and then come back and be like, oh yeah, I was like recreationally fucking just out here in the streets doing all kind of weird shit that I'm denigrating other people for.
Okay,
So
but
like,
also too,
yeah.
so I'm not defending that. I'm not trying to defend that in any type of way, but you also have to understand that Denzel grew up in a whole different generation than Cynthia. There are things that I will allow and understand and give grace to for people like my great grandmother who lived to be 104, for people like my grandfather who's 80 something, 82, 83 years old, for people like my mother who raised me who's in her 70s, even for people like my birth mom who's in her 50s, who grew up in a time where they experienced a lot of things that they had to do for survival, they had to do in order to make it in the world that we have now, that I give grace to, and I take it with a grain of salt because I know their intentions are well meaning. At the heart of it, their intentions are well meaning, and like I just do that in honor of them being who they are. But for a person like her, oh no, she don't get no grace,
So,
none at
so,
all.
so I don't want to get into like, I am not trying to defend her in any way, but like, I do understand where certain sentiments come from being like, I have members of my family on the African side that have some very fucked up beliefs for whatever reason. So like I can kind of see from that regard like how one could make a stupid ass statement like that, or multiple stupid ass statements like that, and feel like they're standing on business from their perspective. I think they were dumb, like I said. I think you were well within right to be like she fucked that hoe forever. But like but like but like I think there is a spectrum, and I think that you can get yourself like to Will's point, you get yourself into a lot of weird mental gymnastics when trying to defend people when you put them up on a pedestal, because like all of these people are deeply flawed.
Correct. And she's one of them that will never be redeemed in my eyes. Also, too, this is why she's getting the karma that she's getting when it comes to here you are, you talking about black people, but your movie premiered in your own playland, and those motherfuckers didn't give you they served you dust, bitch.
Hmm.
They served you dust, but you think you're so much better than the
Part of
people that
me
you talked about, that
part
the
of me
people
just
that
wanted to
are
get
the
cleaned
reason why
out.
you have the acclaim that you
Is
have.
Well, somebody else who not going, and thank y'all because this was a really, really good conversation. I loved it. I was listening like, yes, y'all better go. But somebody else who's not going to be redeemed is that Duggart boy, Josh Duggart. Remember he in jail for that child pornography.
Yes.
So now they're actually reporting. So I just shared a link from the U.S. Sun, and you'll see how they're saying that him and his fellow inmates in a Dallas, Texas prison, they're being served half portions of their food. Like they're serving a half portion, being served a half portion of grits, a half a piece of bread, and what that's doing is forcing them to go to the commissary to avoid being hungry.
Huh?
Yeah, this has
Oh,
been
because they trying to reduce their spending.
this has been a
They're trying to make more
long-standing
money.
yeah, this has been a long-standing problem with like the prison industrial complex. Like the amount of money that is made on commissary, made on ancillary things related to being in jail, is crazy. I think when I was in Kentucky, the local jail in the city that I lived in netted 30 million in a year, and they charge non-federal inmates that they're holding a fee to be in jail, which turns
What?
into a fee that they come after them for when they get out of jail, which turns in like deeply affects the recidivism rate when they get out. Because like if you lost your job, you've gotten out of jail, you have this big debt that you've had from jail, you're more than likely going to end up back in jail because you can't pay that. So it ends up being like this big circular system that people end up having to pay. And now that you've got overcrowding and things like that, they're finding new ways to kind of stretch out these budgets. I think one of the new scams that they were trying to pay is they're putting less people in jail, but putting more people
Probation.
on probation or on house arrest, which you have to pay to be on house arrest. You pay for the monitor. So basically, you end up with the same in Kentucky, you would lose your right to vote, which used to be forever. They just overturned that a few years ago. But you lose your right to vote. You basically become a second class citizen. You're on paper. You can't get a job, and you're having to pay the state money. Like this system is like crazy. Uh,
Hmm.
these companies that are in this business make shit tons of money uh, working in the prison systems. Like I have a good buddy who was starting up a startup to try to help curb uh, what they're doing with making calls, collect calls. The system that they use is getting sold into various prisons, mark up the calls like some 300% to
Good
allow people to
gracious.
call home. Shit is crazy the amount of money that they make off prisoners.
And see, I'm not an abolitionist whatsoever, but after looking at stuff like this, you kind of see why the abolitionists are fighting so hard. Because I think some bad actors need to have their asses locked up. But while they're locked up, feed them a good portion size. Because this jail came out and said that, oh well, we didn't we just gave them what the portion size said. Pretty much denying that they were, when you know good and well that when you hear stories like that, you know good and well they purposely giving them half of the food that they need to get through the day.
And
I don't think it's right.
another thing that a lot of people don't realize is like when you go to jail, they take everything from you down, like
Hmm.
strip down. We take everything. You have to buy underwear. They'll give you a uniform, but like if you want underwear or more than one because you can't wash them, you have to buy them from commissary, and they're marked up, you know, 4 or 5x from what they would be if you walked into some local Walmart. The shit is nuts.
And these men only making what, 5 cents an hour when they do work. So it'll take them a year to buy a pair of drawers. Will,
And
go
a
ahead,
lot
Will.
they're not even after the money from what you're making inside. They want your family's money.
Oh.
They want people putting money on your books.
And this is one of the reasons why I will never be a ride or die. Financially, it's not a smart idea.
My bad, y'all. Will had his hand up.
That's right. And yeah, I honestly, I have a very different perspective than all of that. I definitely think that these types of instances in regards to like resources should be reassigned based upon the offenses in which folks have been charged with. Like, I'm of the mindset, look, if you do crimes against innocent folks, you should have the least comfortable experience in prison known to man.
I would agree
My
with that
baby,
only if there were a fair system. So, like, if we weren't going to jail in disproportionate rates and having shit pinned on us that, very well we didn't do, like, yeah, I would totally agree. Like, proportionally rationing food and making you deeply uncomfortable would be okay. But there are so many black people who are like wrongly accused and locked up that I don't know how you would do that and not have those people suffering for shit they didn't do.
Well, then that would cause for the powers that be to kind of readjust and realign how they operate.
Come
You know,
on, Will. The system is working as designed, and
I know, but however, that was a solution I would propose. But we all know what the probability is of that and what it looks like. So I'm fully aware. It's just my mindset is like in a world where folks were actually serving time when they need to be serving time based upon the laws that were broken, those who were harmed and offended. I wouldn't be against any of what his name, Josh Drew. He looks like a Druger.
Duggar.
Yeah, he looks like it. Whatever he's going through. So
I think what helped me kind of like wrap my head around, because I felt similarly for a long time, but I think what helped me wrap my head around my feelings is listening to Coates kind of talk about this last trip to Israel, and he was like, "There's wrong and then there's right and then there's wrong. You either fundamentally believe in certain things or you don't." He was like, "I fundamentally don't believe in the death penalty. for these reasons. If you do, fine, whatever. But I feel that it's wrong to kill people point blank, period. And I think getting on the fence and trying to come up with ways to make something that you fundamentally believe is fucked up, it just ends up playing a game that is probably unwinnable. Um, like
Yeah.
I don't believe prison as it exists today should be a thing. Like it doesn't serve a actual purpose. It wastes a lot of money, and you aren't rehabilitating anybody. So like, what the fuck is the point?
Let me find out
Like
you an abolitionist. I didn't know. You better work.
I wouldn't be like I'm pretty conservative, but at the same time, like the way that we lock up black people, just like I can't get down with that. Period. Like
Yeah.
it isn't it isn't just in any way. So why are we doing it?
Mm. Well, y'all better. The only advice I can give to Josh Duggar and people like him in that Texas, just eat it slow. I don't know.
I hope Big Bubba's raping the fuck out of him
Oh,
personally,
oh, oh.
but that would be the fairness in the world. But like as far as the government is concerned, please feed people that you've locked up.
Well, speaking of
Wow.
getting fed, honey, you know who getting fed and getting fed very well?
Who getting fed?
Miss Jennifer Tilly, baby. And
Oh,
y'all, honey, so what I did not know about her is that I knew she was married to Sam Simon. And y'all
mm-hmm.
know Sam Simon is the co-creator of The
The
Simpsons.
Simpsons. Yeah.
When she and Simon got divorced, she got a piece of The Simpsons. And back when she got it, she didn't realize that The Simpsons was gonna go on forever and be the show that it is.
Yeah. Still on TV.
So but she was like, thanks, Sam. She was like, thank you. I have no. She was like, thank you, Sam. Honestly, every day, thank you, Sam. Nobody knew that The Simpsons was going to go on for trillions of years.
I think
She
it's the
ain't
highest.
worried about nothing. She getting paid.
Hmm.
Happy might be able to correct this, but like I think it's the highest syndicated show on television.
Yeah.
Check this
Oh my
out, y'all.
God. Happy, I did not know that she was abused by James Wood.
Oh, that asshole. Check this out. On the day this CEO gets murked in the street, Blue Cross Blue Shield in Connecticut, New York, and Missouri has declared it will no longer pay for anesthesia for the full length of some surgeries.
The way that they dragging them to hell, talking about something they can't read the room.
If the
Talking about
procedure
some,
goes
did the
over
CEO see this?
a
Because
certain,
clearly,
can I talk, Quinn? If the procedure goes over a certain time, anesthesia will not be covered for the duration. What in the?
It's like, girl, you playing with fire. You see, just like what Quinn said, like what Quinn said
Mm,
was the people were saying online, like, girl, did you see the news recently? It's, and this is a
can
woman.
are
So,
you reading the room,
all right, girl.
baby?
FAFO. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
I don't think people realize how these little changes affect people. Because like my
Oh, don't please do not go there.
no,
Talking about they don't realize. Stop it, stop it, Carl.
no. I'm not talking about the executives. I'm talking about people from the outside. They see this and they're just like, I don't see the change. Like I argue with
Yeah, until it happened to them.
yeah, I argue with conservatives all the time. They were like, oh, this is just like efficiencies in insurance systems. I'm like,
Hmm.
yeah, but like in practicality, like people are drug resistant. This isn't a one like people aren't one for one, and like using a mathematical model in that way is just like irresponsible when dealing with healthcare.
Well, there's a lot of people that don't believe people should get anything. Everybody pull themselves up by the bootstraps and so on. But um, all I can say in response to that is when they were trying to snatch FEMA from the public, uh, and have you manage your own disaster, and New York and New Jersey got hit by that hurricane, and you saw how fast they reversed that when all those white people was crying for money,
Hmm.
and they never talked about it again.
I mean,
So,
I mean, it's the
um,
same thing with the opioid addiction. Like we knew what the consequences were. We had seen it for years, and then now all of a sudden it's a fucking crisis. Like, get out of here.
Yep. Yeah.
Also, too, with that, to mention about specifically the anesthesia, right? There's a lot, those mathematical models that they use are skewed, right? Because they don't generally include Black people, colored people, people of color, whatever they identify as. A lot of times it's based off of white people, white men. And so to then change, not knowing the greater effect, is insane. And I hope they got some bulletproof, like,
Oh my god.
like helmets or something. You know what I'm saying? Like,
assign a time to surgery is ludicrous. You don't know the condition of the patient, even though they may
anything
have
can
the same
happen.
disease as the last patient or whatever. They may have the same disease, but they may be sicker in other ways. I mean, that's just a metric that you cannot control.
I was thinking about, like, people hear the numbers of what it costs to have a child these days. Like, the out of pocket cost for Jordan was 50 plus thousand for us.
Crazy.
And like, part of that, I was thinking, like, the ramification, like, part of why that happened was, like, there were certain doctors who didn't take certain types of insurance, and we got into a whole mess of that sort. But, like,
But
thinking
they work
about,
in the hospital that they tell you to go to.
right,
They're in your network hospital, but they're not in your network insurance. What kind of mess is that?
yeah, like, you'll have a surgeon who isn't a hospitalist, so they're not in the network. They can take whatever insurance they want to take. And I had, like, pretty bulletproof insurance. This isn't like me on Medicaid or anything. But
I don't think that's right.
right. And then on top of that, like, I think my younger son's mom, she is drug resistant, and so it took 4 rounds of epidural before it actually set. So, like, thinking about it from that perspective, like, I can only imagine what our bill would have been had this been in place.
Listen, as someone who I burnt my hand. I'm very resistant to certain meds too, right? So I burnt my hand when I closed on my house years ago, and I ended up having to go to the hospital. Those people let me sit in pain, trying to give me Percocet and ibuprofen for hours while I
Percocet
left
didn't
my
touch you? Lord.
because I could not remove my hand from ice cold water to keep my hand from stinging from being in open air. They finally
Wow.
gave me a shot. So I don't know what was in the shot, and they told me, "Oh, this will work in 10 minutes." It was over an hour before I actually felt something and was able to go to sleep because it was the middle of the night, because they were trying to see the how bad the burn was, whether or not they were going to have to send me to
A burn
a
you
burn
specific.
unit,
Yeah.
right? And that's like, I know that from personal experience. Like, you literally let me sit in pain, giving me 800 800 Motrin or ibuprofen and fucking Percocet, which I told them Percocet, I don't think I'm allergic to it, but anytime that I take Percocet, it makes me throw up. Like, I am physically ill. And so you're trying to give me this, and I'm telling you this is not going to work. And it takes you hours to give me the thing that will work or something else that will work. And even then, it doesn't work in the time frame that you assume that it will, because you're
Well,
not
it took
factoring
time
in.
because you're in pain for so long. I mean, if they wait too
But
long, that delays even the onset of relief.
also too, because I'm dense as a person, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm mostly muscle, and my fat to muscle content is different than little Becky or whoever who's the same weight as me. Like,
Right.
be fucking for real.
This is a funny, like, adaptation of English. I'm dense as a person, can read multiple ways.
Shut
In a
up.
totally different
But,
context, right?
but that's 2 cases right there amongst us right here, where you have 2 instances where you could, like, not only was she sitting in pain, but, like, this is 2 instances that, like, we're too well off people. We're 2, like, individuals who are, like, relatively well off. Like, this could have
I was in the Navy SEAL.
destroyed us financially had it been, like, under these current sets of rules. Because, like,
Well,
epidurals, I think, run how much per go? We're
Oh
For
talking.
no,
most
but Uncle
people,
Sam was paying that bill because I was at
use that
a naval hospital.
yeah, military hospital. But
Yeah,
But if
Uncle
imagine
their if
Sam
fifty
was.
insurance
thousand
decides
dollar
not to
expense for the
carry that,
average
like,
person, Carl. That's a lot of money.
yeah, that's what I'm
For
saying. Like,
even for a well off person, that's a lot of money. But for the average worker, 50 grand
that's what I'm saying is like people. That's why when people are having kids, I'm like, be absolutely sure that you're in a position to do
financially
so. It
ready.
isn't cheap from the jump, and then just to
Yep,
have one, not even like raise one, just
it's gonna
having it.
cost you about 10 grand just on the regular.
Right, like, and that's if everything goes smoothly.
That's if, yep.
I have handfuls of friends who are in the millions of dollars with insurance. Kids being in the NICU for any amount of time that it gets
Yep.
really expensive really
But the
quick.
thing about that is the NICU babies, they automatically get insured. In most cases, they automatically are insured.
Oh.
When they're born
Yep.
premature, they get,
Oh, I did not know that.
mm-hmm.
But like you gotta you gotta think of like look at that's the case now. Look at they're fighting tooth and nail to scale back
Yeah.
these types of incentives in every way. Part
Well,
of why
that's what they
part of
want to do with Medicare. That's what's scary. They want to put everybody on those advantage plans where those insurance companies have control
yeah.
over what they say you can have and what you can't have. That's what worries me is that they want to take people off the regular Medicare rolls and do that. That would be catastrophic for a lot of people because then it's like being in a DMO. They can tell you you got to get pre-authorization and then they deny and you got to, fight it. And by that time you could die, which some people do. And they know that.
Yeah, it is the health
A
insurance
mess.
the health insurance market is one of the craziest things that I've seen over the course of my life, and get like absolutely worse for no reason.
It's getting only worse, yeah, and more expensive. Bring back SS a nations.
Like to Quinn's point, boy, the way I'd be looking for Tricare Batty.
Again, like I said, during that time, I was a care baddie at a naval hospital with no choice but to be motherfucking there.
I'm trying to
Um,
find Tricare Bay.
Aren't they trying to cut
okay,
veterans benefits too?
Yes.
They going
yeah,
after
but it's
everybody.
yeah, they are trying to cut veterans benefits, but the difference is if you are a retiree, they
Uh-huh.
cannot touch that. So what they're trying to do in that regard is get the retirees who double dip. They get retirement pay
Oh,
and also veterans pay.
I see.
Um,
Uh-huh.
so which I mean, I get it. I absolutely get it, but then I don't because they really do. A lot of them earn that fucking
They
money. The
earn
amount of
that.
stress,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
the
earn that.
the amount of stress that retarees, not even just retirees, just regular old veterans have experienced, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's zero, or well, I'm gonna say zero, but 1 to 20 years, 1 to whatever years, is intense, especially for lower enlisted.
I was about
At
to
one
say,
one,
you, it doesn't
huh?
take 20 years. I have a couple of friends who just did one tour, and boy, do they need some fucking psychological help.
Oh,
If
for
not,
people
Mm-hmm.
in a war situation? Oh, hell yeah. You
Mm-hmm.
deserve that
PTS
money.
PTSD is a motherfucker.
You deserve all that money.
it's not
Mm-hmm.
even necessarily have to be in war theater. I have a couple of friends who can, yeah, who
You're talking to one of them.
did like Korea and just were like isolated in weird ways that weren't healthy for
You're
them for too long.
Yeah.
you're you're talking to one of them as a veteran who's
I
getting
don't,
a little check, okay?
I don't put
Trying to
people's
get
business out there. I'm just saying.
I'll put my own business out there. Yeah, the Navy got me, but I was making sure that you know what I'm saying? Hey, y'all got me fucked up in the game. Okay, pay me because y'all got me fucked up. But yeah, anything can happen. Injuries happen, whether it's from age, whether it's from, combat, whether it's from circumstances. At one point, being an enlisted member of the military was one of the top stressful jobs in a nation. Um, and so when people say, "Oh, well, well, you're double doing this and that. Well, they don't get paid that much in comparison to like the requirement of the job and the availability. If they do the actual numbers, they get paid less than minimum wage. And so to say then, oh, you don't deserve whatever medical that needs to be covered because of your service, whatever, financial aspect that they can give to you as compensation, like nobody can ever convince me. I don't care how long you served. As long as you served and you were affected in any way, I feel like you should be supported because there's too many people who don't.
And
Plus
I
one on
agree.
one. But still, shout out to the Tricare baddies. If you know any, like I can buy a house.
Listen,
Oh man.
listen, listen. I'm trying to get me one too. You hear me? I'm
Shout
trying to
out
get
to
me a TRICARE bad man. Okay, with no insurance.
Well, and the last story I have for y'all, now this is kind of a I ain't gonna say feel good story, but it's cute. So Will Smith is talking about the drastic step he took to becoming famous. And I think I hate Happy's not in here because I know she would love this story because you know Happy love her some Arsenio Hall. But basically, when Will Smith won that Grammy, he was the first to win a Grammy for rap in 1989. But even after that, like he was no, he really didn't have many opportunities, especially when it came to music. So what he did, he took it says in this article here, y'all see I just shared it from the Root. He talks about how he moved to LA, only had $4,000 in the brown paper bag, and he sold some stuff. But he was told by a friend that if you want to make it, you got to go to where the people are, and where the people were in the green room at the Arsenio Hall show. Like y'all remember back in the 80s and early 90s, and the Arsenio Hall show was it. And anybody who was anybody was either in that green room or they were on his show. So most people did it. A lot of the celebrities that weren't on the show, they were in that green room. Will Smith met Benny Medina in that green room, and that's how the Fresh Prince of Bel Air got its start. So I just thought that was a fun story, and I love that
Well,
he's talking about it.
I thought that
well,
was
can we
hilarious.
get Will Smith on the line though?
I would love to.
Because because I just need him to explain to us why we black people can never have nothing because they canceling. Well, now I'm not gonna say they canceling, but this last season, next season of the remake, reimagine, whatever they want to call it, is gonna be the final season. I just want to know why black people can never have nothing.
Of the fresh.
Exactly, and why we can't see them boys go to college like in the show? Them was some
Okay.
good episodes. And
I
I
like.
think isn't the college that's when Jacqueline made the appearance, Tyra Banks, and they were in college when she came on, right?
Yeah, I think they were in college even when Nia Long was his girlfriend.
Oh, maybe. Oh, yep. Because that's who he married, right, or got
Yeah,
engaged to.
yeah, they were living in the pool house by then, and those were mostly the college years before they went off to the dorm.
Hmm. I hate Marcia left because I meant to tell her how I actually had the public. Oh, before I even say this, go ahead, Will.
I was gonna say, like, I'm not surprised at all. To be honest, like considering the attention span of most folks who engage in entertainment in general, I think four was like a good stopping point.
Yeah, you might be right. When I ain't before the show first aired, like before I started watching it, I didn't like I needed somebody to explain to me like I'm five why you need to take a comedy and make it like a whole drama situation. Like I just didn't understand it. But I started watching. I'm like, I mean, okay, I see what they doing. It's good, I guess.
They did a cute job of making a show that you could watch without having needed to have watched the original. I think
Yeah.
they did a nice hat tip back to the original for the people who had watched it. Um, yeah, I think the only liberty I didn't like is like how they changed jazz. I think they changed jazz a little too much, but everybody else I think really met the spirit of their character.
And shout out to the lady who plays Will Mama in Bel Air, April Parker Jones.
Hello.
That's a Durham girl right there, honey. So shout out to my Durham sister.
She fine.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Durham. Shout out to Durham.
Yes.
No, but I think if what we could really take away from it, like one thing it kind of highlighted again is like the power of social media, and the person who came up with the idea just as like a passion project to even create a trailer for such an iconic series, and it became a 4 season success on Peacock is something to be spoken for, you know. So if anything, I hope that it encourages other folks, other creatives of any medium to continue to do what they do and share their work because of the possibilities that we have now seen for the longest time. But this is like the latest example of what social media can really kind of provide to society. It helps creatives really get the work out there.
Yeah.
Also, we as Americans need to embrace the miniseries and the thought that something can be self-contained. Just like a good 4 or 5 episode miniseries with like maybe 2 to 3 iterations and it be done. Just tell the story and let it be done.
You
I
know, America love
mean,
capitalism too much for that, hun. They're gonna put them motherfuckers to work. You get a minimum of 8 episodes or more.
Think about Luther, how good Luther was, and
Luther
just
was good as hell.
it was nice, contained, tight. You can watch it in like 2 weekends and be done and move on to the next thing.
that's why Netflix trying to charge y'all $1 million now. Greedy.
But y'all, well, I was saying earlier, I hate Marcia gone because I have to tell her that I had to publicly apologize to a Jamaican man yesterday. I put it on Twitter.
Ooh.
So I don't know. Have y'all been watching Love and Hip Hop Miami?
No,
Absolutely not.
come on.
Well, I've been watching faithfully. And long story short, so y'all remember? I know y'all, even though y'all don't watch, I'm sure y'all know who Shay is. Shay Johnson, who was Bucket from Flavor of Love.
Unfortunately.
I
so,
don't.
so
Y'all
her
be
baby.
naming these names.
So her baby's father, his name is a guy named Fabo. He's a Jamaican guy. And there was a story like they teased it the week before. They teased it. They're saying like, oh, he cheated with this girl named Zoe Brink's sister, and Zoe Brink's sister might be pregnant by him. So it turned, and I was like, I tweeted, I was like, a Jamaican man cheating, groundbreaking or something like that. So baby, so the episode aired this month, this last Monday that just passed. It turns out that the girl was lying, and she and Fabo didn't even meet in person. So I was like, oh no, Fabo, sweetie, I'm so sorry.
Oh no. I would have just scroll on, scroll on.
I would have deleted the tweet and just moved on.
No, because I take pride in being a real bitch, so I got to do real things. So,
Accountability. And that's why we love you.
Yes, real bitch.
Motherfucking love you.
Yes. Okay, real bitch. I love it. I love it.
well, y'all, that was all. And thank y'all for this extra long Auntie Derek's daytime tea today, baby.
It
I
was
enjoyed
good.
myself.
It was
Yeah.
so
Now,
good.
before we head out, though, did y'all have any tea that I might have missed or anything y'all wanted to share?
Yes. I have two things. One,
Let's go.
did y'all talk about what's that man's name? LL Cool J and him and his influence and how he feels like, he
He the
started a
best
lot of
rapper.
things or something like that. And when he started naming things, I was like, well, it's making a little sense. It is making a little sense. He not completely wrong. I can see it a little piece, but
Well,
I thought it was just hilarious. Also, too, apparently
yeah.
breaking news as of 2 hours ago, Saudi Arabia, who already got all the world's money, decided that they want to put $700 million on a rematch between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson,
Get out
and
of here.
apparently they will give Mike Tyson will receive a full $700 million if he knocks out Jake Paul within 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I need to see that happen
700 million.
ASAP. We need
Oh,
reparations, okay?
Fully fucking support it.
let's do it. Let's
Full
do it.
send. Let's do it. When can we get it on the calendar?
Baby, look here.
So
Don't get
hopefully
that
that
man
happens.
700 million nothing because he ain't gonna do nothing but donate it to the Trump campaign.
Uh-uh.
Don't
Uh-uh.
Oh no, Auntie.
He gonna
No.
donate to who?
to the Trump campaign. You know he was a Trumper.
He's a Trumper, Mike
Yeah,
Tyson?
I know you
yes,
fucking lying.
honey.
Did not know
I
this.
hold on now.
No. I hope
Let me see
Hold
if I can
on
find
now.
y'all an article.
Please.
Jake knocks him out then. Okay then.
Oh no.
Is
No,
Jake
No.
gonna get
I
If,
don't
$7 million?
if
support
we have
Jake.
to choose between the two MAGAs, I'm going with.
Wait,
The blacks.
wait, wait. Will has his hand up. Come on, Will.
Oh, I had two things. Because I unfortunately came late to the conversation today, and we came in and we're speaking about like Beyonce and her rightfully being number one
Glory.
on that list. Like, did y'all speak about that list in its entirety? One, and then two, Spotify Wrapped was officially released today after waiting for 12,000 years. So,
Oh,
No, we didn't talk about the list itself.
oh,
I
okay.
thought you
Will.
said, didn't you say unpopular opinion? You think it's released too early, so wouldn't it be better, in your opinion, for it to happen sometime around the end of this month?
No, no, not at all. Considering that's always been released around the same time each year, and folks have been screaming into the void and waiting on it for so long, it did feel like it took forever. So,
Oh,
but I still stand by what I said. Like releasing it in November is entirely too early
So
for
I
us.
have a so I have a question. Are you aware about the story behind that? Apparently, I was enlightened
Absolutely, yeah,
about the
absolutely.
black girl.
I
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
an opinion on that.
Mhm.
Runs
and the
contrary.
thing is, like, she, it's unfortunate. When I think about it from the perspective of Spotify itself, not saying I'm defending them. However, that she created within the confines of that company, so essentially everything that she created was theirs to
There.
keep, and they
Yeah.
unfortunately did keep it. And at the same time, like I'm there was an article either last year or the year before, when she was asked about it, and she was like, you know what, I wish y'all would please stop asking me about this goddamn Spotify rap. She just wants to move on, and I respect that. So no, I'm very familiar with the history, and it's unfortunate they did that to her, but yeah, it is what it is.
To step back
I
on that,
literally just.
and like what are we? Why are we sad at what is supposed to happen for, as far as an internship is concerned, happened? Like I don't know I don't know any of us who get like real amounts of credit and or paid off of ideas that we create within the confines of our job. Like I literally sign over attributes to any code that I create, anything that I do while on hours. So like to me, what happened was supposed to be happening. I do think that it's a little odd that she didn't get invited back for the internship and that she can't claim credit on her portfolio for having had a successful piece of a product launch, because I think that would have been helpful to her portfolio. But I think
Mhm.
as far as most things are concerned, the internship did what an internship is supposed to do: give you a chance to give you access to uh, resources to practice out the theory portions of what you just learned.
What they said.
Okay,
Yeah. No.
this one I'm crying fake outrage. Sorry.
Well, first of all, as someone who's not a Spotify user and don't be getting on raps, okay, I just found that out today, and I was very shocked and surprised, and was like, "Ooh, that
Oh,
don't look good."
really?
I literally, that's why I'm bringing it up, because I was like, I ain't know this, I ain't know, nobody told me. Okay, I'm not a
Yeah, they've been talking
Spotify
about that for a
girly,
while now. Mhm.
but again, I understand I understand the purpose of internships. I understand being exploited in some regards regarding your personal content that is created within the confines of being employed to whatever company. I absolutely get it. I've signed NDAs, all that good jazz, all that stuff, right? But at the same motherfucking time, I
Hold
think
on one
it's
second.
real.
Benji, an unpaid internship. She was paid quite well. Like that internship is paid quite well. But go ahead, Quinn.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know the details of the paid intern. I don't know the details of the internship. I just know the fact that it was an internship and she did X, right? So for me, simply just based off of the fact that I'm a non-biased, don't know nothing about y'all, don't care aspect, to not to even be able to put that in her resume, as saying, "Hey, I'm a part of that. Like I facilitated that." That's where I have a problem with, because whether or not you're going to pay her for it, right? Because she made it while working for you, whether paid or an unpaid internship, we're whatever. But to not be able to put your name to something, I think is kind of crazy.
Who are we
Because
talking about?
the girl
Uh,
who made up who pitched the concept for the rap for Spotify.
Spotify.
Oh.
So to be able to put your name to something that you basically facilitated, I think that's a problem.
And
So I
they
don't.
That's just
mocked
my
her.
So I don't know that
Okay.
what the terms of the insurance is exactly. That I think she has kind of not talked about. From my understanding of what happened is she made her end of the session portfolio was the basis for the idea. They did not move on that idea right then. Later on, they used that material. I won't say allegedly. It looks from the outside that they used that material later on to develop that product. So I do think in actuality, she could very well be like, this was what I presented as my product, which led to X. And that would be within the confines of the contract she signed in terms of not claiming that I created this thing, but I created an idea. Here's my portfolio for the project that I worked on. You do the math.
I almost said something considering I work as a designer in this field, but I forgot it was recorded. So uh, could be incriminating. So I'm gonna keep it offline. But just know I have many thoughts.
Am I like way off base in terms of? We'll have a conversation about this later in a non-recorded fashion.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that's best.
you put open up a space because I'm gonna be there.
He can't open up no space. He don't got no Twitter no more.
Oh, damn.
Isn't there
Just
a
like a
non?
terrorist he is.
Isn't there a non-chat Mosa,
He can do a
a
chat
non-recorded
Mosa.
chat Mosa? We
He
can do
sure
that.
can.
Yeah,
Yep,
We
you
can do
can
yep.
that
make
at
your
another
own
time. We can do that at
non-recorded,
another time.
private, all of that.
You
Nobody
could do
can
your
come
private
in
jets
but
on
the
chat
people
most all that.
I
yeah,
think
that you invite.
I don't think we're too far off the base on like our feelings about contracting in intellectual property, but I do think that the way that this story gets framed, there's a lot of details that people are leaving out.
I absolutely believe there's plenty of details, but just from it getting to the media, right? Again, unbiased, outside party, seeing this, it looked crazy. It looked fucking crazy. And
So
if
my
it were me,
even
I
that
would
was
want, huh?
But I said even
I
that
was
I
saying,
think is a little interesting because like what happened from my understanding is she was at a talk at Afrotech and it came out in
when
Blavity.
have you ever seen me go to Afrotech?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it came out in a way that she was just talking about an experience of like, oh yeah, I did a thing. You have to protect yourself in this way, but the way that the internet ran with the story to me felt a little odd and added fuel to a fire that maybe shouldn't have been as big as it was.
Of course, because Black tech Twitter a little messy. But again, like I
Oh,
said, as a outside party who didn't know nothing about it, who is not a Spotifyer, it looks fucking crazy. And if I was on the team of Spotify, I'd have been trying to, make it look a little neater, a little copacetic. I also, as a person who be signing away my intellectual property while on the job, try to do the bare minimum. You feel me?
okay.
Baby, baby, my genius ideas don't come to work; they stay at home.
For
So
my
yeah,
boss, I bring it 100% every day, each and every
I
day.
do the shit that people. I only do the shit that people don't want to do, so I can prove my worth because I'm the person. I'm okay with being a personality hire, but baby, I know my shit. Let's be
I just
clear.
want the record to reflect I work very hard for my money, and in
I'm
USD
not, and I'm not
in
even for.
USD organization. Thank you, boss.
Listen, I'm not even finna get on here live.
I,
I know my shit. I am a hard worker when I need to be, but I do not exert any extra effort because I did plenty of that for 12 years for low pay. So yeah.
yes, I spent the last 10 years giving my best ideas to all the companies I ever worked for. Yay, capitalism.
Amen.
Yes.
Glory, hallelujah.
No,
And
but I
what Kanye say? What Kanye say? Okay.
no, I definitely agree with Quinn wholeheartedly. You never provide your best ideas in any environment where you are not the sole benefactor, where you're not able to get the credit for said work, because they will essentially take
They
it,
gonna fuck
fire
you.
you, and then give the attributions to another person. So yeah,
They're gonna fuck you.
yeah,
Baby, I'm a black woman in tech. They ain't gonna fuck you.
What kills me is a lot of the people who applied for tech jobs and you have to do an exercise for that interview, and how
And
they
they
took
can't do
that
them.
intellectual information and used it even after they,
Hmm.
rejected you. Boy,
Yep.
that hurts.
yeah,
Listen, and this
especially
is
as a designer, that's happened to me many a times in my career, especially within the first
Wow.
5 years, where it was more commonplace, where they want to see your process, or we're going to give
Mm,
you XYZ to see how you approach that
right.
set, the blah 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 blah. But they can easily switch out some attributes of the brief that you're provided and then give it to you, and you won't be knowing that you're actually solving a problem that's already existing within the actual organization.
Mm-hmm.
This happened to me at least 3 times, which is why
Wow. Oh,
moving forward, it's like if there's a design exercise, like I'm out. I'm not doing it. Thank you though.
I definitely have a list of
wow.
kind of types of problems that I just won't get into in an interview unless it's paid.
Yeah, that sucks for real. They shouldn't be allowed to do that, but capitalism
I think
Hmm.
with
I
a
have
KKK in the front.
I have
Hello.
I have some grief about the interview process because I've been interviewing recently, and like the amount of time that these things are starting to suck up. Like I had 8 rounds, like at an hour a piece. I'm like, that's a full ass day at my hourly bill rate is not an insignificant amount of money. This will never happen again. Like you might get 3 rounds out of me going forward.
You got two out of me, unless it's of a company of a certain level. If it's just like a normal company or something that's not really well known, you got two max. And I'll maybe three. I'll include like the initial phone screen as well. Anything outside of that, especially as a creative, is the waste of time and energy. Like you should know exactly, especially from like a personality perspective. Let's keep it real. Like these people are not hiring you based upon your skill. They're hiring based on what they want to, whether they like you or not, or whether or not they want to have, or whether or not you align with their quote unquote company values. And that's really all it really is. So anything other than three, I'm good.
We actually done a study internally maybe a year or so ago that because like I have been making this argument for a long time. I'm like, we know within 1 or 2 interviews what direction this is going to go. I don't know why we're doing more than that. And then we proved we haven't had any more success when we interview people more than 2 interviews than we do when we do multiples on that. And so like anybody making the argument that to find proper culture fit or for X, Y, or Z, we're talking all the way up to damn near executive level. We saw no real impact in our ability to make good hiring decisions based upon the number of interviews.
And numbers don't lie. It's right there. The data is there. Yeah.
just to work for Uncle Sam and
No,
get a.
don't do that.
Well,
Listen. You think my first real big girl job after I left the Navy? You think I did an interview? Hell no.
I
That's
know
I
that's right.
I sent an email and said, "What's up?" And they said, "We good." And I said, "Okay."
But
the amount of money that you leave on the table working under the GSA schedule. Come on, let's be real.
I am not under the GSA schedule, so there's that. But
You're
again, like I
saying go
said,
work for the government. Most
you
of
can work for the government and not be directly working for the government. I'm a contractor.
that's what I'm saying. It's like that's the where you want to work. You don't want to work for the gov. You want to be a gov contractor. There's a difference.
All
Same
right now,
energy.
record a line.
Okay, listen, they can record this because you're still getting DOD dollars. Where you think their funds are coming from? It's the same pots of money.
But
It's
I
no
feel
different.
like this is one of those things where I'm very particular. Like this is one of my beefs with Simone. Is like I've mentioned this to you before, of where like she's like, go work for the government. I'm like, no, go be a government contractor. There's a difference, a big amount of money difference.
So here's the thing, though, right? Is that yes, there is a difference. The where I will tell you that people who work the GSA system are playing the long game because if you work until retirement, right? 20 years. I think we just had someone who retired at like 30 something years. They're looking for a pension. That those are one of the only sets of jobs left that are have guaranteed pensions. So they're playing the long game. They take in the smaller amount of money up front, which is not always small, depending on your role. And then they're saying, all right, cool. I'm trying to get 50% of this pay the rest of my life, or 75% of this pay the rest of my life once I leave this bitch. And kudos to them.
You'd
Then
be
there's people like
pressed to
this.
find somebody over elapsed over time, if at my current rate, that would out earn me.
I mean, again, it depends on the individual. There's people who contract first and then get into it. There's people who do one and then go to contracting. It's several different ways that you can fucking cut the slice of pizza or peel the apple or whatever you want to call it. But at the end of the day, them checks gonna clear it with Uncle Sam. You hear me? Meanwhile, I'll be damned if I go to Fang and do 2 or 3 rounds of fucking interviews for you to be like, oh, we don't want you, but you don't steal all my fucking data. Now,
Or hire you and get laid off a year later and all that
I'm
kind of bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
right because I'm a DEI hire. You just like me
Mm-hmm.
because you thought I was cool for 2 minutes and now you don't find somebody else, please.
What
That's
I
gonna be
was
and work for free or work for lower pay, please.
Having been at a Fang, all I will say is Fangs are some of the biggest go contractors out there as well.
And listen, you're safer. I will tell you this: in the contracting game with Fang, you are safer being on that side of the house than you are being out in the streets with the civilians. I'm just gonna say
Mm-hmm.
that.
Oh hell yeah.
So when I was at uh, AWS, I slept very well at night, while other people were worried about.
Exactly. This is what I be trying to tell people. Uncle Sam not shit. Uncle Sam is not shit in any regard. But when it comes to that money shit, I prefer guaranteed money. I prefer guaranteed longevity. Um, or I want to say guaranteed, but more stability and likelihood of guaranteed stability and longevity than I want to have a claim and being able to say that I work for Google or Microsoft or whatever, because it's not worth it at the end of the day. I don't want the stress. I don't want the notoriety. I don't want none of that shit. I just want to get paid and go home. Hey, come do my job, give you as much as I'm willing to give you, get my check, and go the fuck home. And then if I want to do something personally on the side for myself, cool. Get the game so I can get into the contracting business myself, cool. But yeah, you ain't finna get too much out of me. Y'all don't already got enough.
Ooh, honey.
Mm-mm.
We got a lot to say today.
Okay.
Shout out to Uncle Sam.
Some experience talking in here.
I love it.
Shout out to Uncle Sam.
And yeah, I might do it if Club don't do it, and I'll probably do a private jet later because I miss y'all, especially since we're not working out tonight. So I can
Oh yeah, since we don't really just sit and talk like we used to, I agree.
I miss y'all so much.
There's no working tonight.
Nope, no workout tonight, Will.
That's the one thing
Will,
that
don't
was.
even try it. I had to get up early and go to the doctor. I got things to do. I got to handle some problems in my garage. It's like, ugh, got things to do.
Are your
And
neighbors getting ready to turn up for the holidays? They started yet?
My neighbors don't turn out for the holidays, honey.
They don't. They don't do. I thought they
I
did
don't
the
live
little
in,
roast. The no.
no, I don't live in that kind of neighborhood. Got maybe two or three houses around it. Got kids, put up a few lights. One house, really has a lot of good decorations, but I think they have like a party business because
Mm-hmm.
ain't no way they storing all this stuff that they put out for every holiday in their house. It's not that big. I mean, they putting out 8 foot skeletons and little lit up little houses and shit. I think they have a business that they bring that stuff from, and then take it back. But other than that, they might string some lights along the front, that kind of thing. People don't go out like that here. Don't see no Christmas trees in the window, kind of.
I'm not doing it this year.
oh,
People just trying to live over here, honey.
I know that's right. And shout out to you if you listening to this at a later time. If you're not listening live, but you decided to listen at a later time, and you're still listening to this point, I love you. That means you really like me and want to hear what we have to say. So thank you so much. You are appreciated.
Wait,
Amen.
people real deal listen to the recording?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they do.
I would have not been talking so loud.
That's why I kept saying this is a recorded line now.
Recorded. People do go back and pick it up and listen to it.
And,
I
and,
thought
and
this was,
unlike the live sessions, I can't tell who's listening later. I can only see who's in here live.
Right.
I thought this was like Twitter recordings.
Mm-mm.
Please be fucking for real.
Especially with Happy done gave me my own domain there, so all you got to do is go to auntiedare.com and listen to it. Oh yeah.
You should change your Blue Sky handle to
Oh, I
Auntie.
did. Oh, I did that already. I'm way ahead of you. I thought I was a bad bitch when I put that. It say, oh, wait, I don't have Derek as normal. The blue sky. No, it's just say auntiederek.com. I love it.
Okay. Okay. Got your domain name.
Okay,
Yes.
branding. Yes.
Mm-mm.
And thank you to the Queen of Happiness. And I got to do some more reading on how to like really get it started. But she gave me a RSS feed to where I can like upload the recordings to like the Apple, Spotify,
Oh yeah.
wherever people listen to
Oh, you
podcasts.
going worldwide, Carl.
Oh, please let me know before you do that.
We gonna
I
skip
will
this
indeed.
episode. December 4th gotta be skipped.
So I
You
was
going
reading up on it to see
worldwide.
how to get it started. I ain't starting it now, so you ain't got to worry about that yet, Carl. But once I do start, I'll let you know.
Okay, are we getting a tagline, an opening tagline?
We should do one, right?
Does anybody
Yes.
did anybody do music? You need a jingle coming in.
That's what I'm
I
I
saying.
told Auntie he
Good
needs a
morning, everybody.
jingle. You do. You need to, add a little more pizzazz, a little more
I know,
sauce.
but how would I do it like on this platform though? Because I would, you remember I tried to do that site that has like the free AI music or whatever, and just when
Well,
I tried to upload it, didn't sound. It was the sound was like really harsh.
yeah, we'll
We
figure it
need a
out.
we need a version of Good Morning, Everybody.
You
The
could play it
craziness that
behind
you.
you while you're on the mic. I mean, we could hear it if it's close to you. It doesn't have to play like over the platform while you're making your entrance.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, just like we're talking, have the music by the mic and do your entrance, and we'll hear it then.
We
Okay,
gonna
so we'll
have
test it
Auntie and
tomorrow.
OBS. We gonna have Auntie and OBS here in a minute.
We're gonna
you
test it
know,
tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can find like a song or whatever, and go from there.
yeah, yeah, we're gonna have to work that out. We can hear it clearly, just like that.
Ooh, well, thank y'all for sipping this hot tea with me today, Hud. I really enjoyed y'all today. But like I said, this extra long episode of Auntie Darius Day Hot Tea today. Thank
Yeah.
y'all for sipping with me, and I hope y'all enjoy the rest of your fabulous day.
Goodbye, everybody.
See you later.
Ciao.